Mhm, mhm, mhm. Shit. Ah, well, shit. We ain't found shit. I'm glad you're here. How cold is it? 5 degrees. Mm, 5 degrees. Richie, why do you do this to yourself? What am I looking for? Oh yeah, I'm looking for this thing so I can tie my phone to the steering wheel. It's a class act place, guys. It's a classy place. It's unlike any other lounge. Oh, it is the only lounge. It's not a live. It's a lounge. You heard that here from me. You heard that from Richie. It's not a live. It's a lounge. Did you get it? It's not a live. It's a lot. Hey, what's up, Kenny? What's up, bro? Ken. That's a good name, Ken. You know, nobody uses the name Ken anymore. Ken is a great name. Ken. Kenny. Awesome name, Ken. My dad's best friend, his name was Kenny. And I like that guy. Kenny. He was a good guy. He worked like 30 years for the New York City Parks Division, for like the Bronx Zoo. And he loved this job. He literally, that guy loved this job. And then he retired and he moved to like upstate, but not upstate, but still upstate. And compared to Manhattan, it's a walk in the park. Oh shit, that didn't work out like I thought it would. I'm trying to make this design here with this old. I should just bring out tape every time. So, anyways, if you're here, it's great, but no one cares. Remember that. That's the secret to life. Nobody cares. It doesn't mean you don't have to care, but you shouldn't care about other people's caring. Doesn't mean you can't be a kind, careful person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is do not worry yourself what other people are thinking about you because they would throw you under the bus so quick. And that's why I say nobody cares. It is what it is. You know? It is what it is. Yeah, great. You having a good time? Yeah, who's here? I've had the Ghost Gold before. I think like 2, 3 times. It's a good cigar, but I haven't had it in a while. So I kind of want to come back to it. Also, I couldn't go to my regular guy that I go to. He's closed on Sunday. So today I just picked up two sticks just to hold me over. And that's that, Purple Goat. What's up, bruh? What's up? Hope everyone's doing well. It is cold out. It's freezing. It's below freezing. So honestly, guys, the Ghost is a very popular cigar. I know we could talk about Gurkha and their past and their sins, and there were many, and I'm not gonna lie about that. And a lot of their cigars that were internet only, 10 cigars for 19.99 right now on Cigar International, and they used to be $4,000, but today we're running a special. Yeah, okay, like they played that out, okay. But with Juan Lopez um, taking over a lot of things at Gurkha, and he's a serious cigar guy. He is. He's a very serious cigar guy. And Gurkha has a lot of good mid-tier cigars. They do. I don't think it's a high-end luxury brand, but like the Ghost, the Marquesa, Cellar Reserves are really good sticks. Um, I never heard of that one. Interesting. Interesting. So, what I'm trying to say, and I've said it before about Gurkha, was if it's a brick and mortar cigar that's available at a lounge, and it's the same price for the most part, maybe a little cheaper on the internet. That's okay. It's a brick and mortar cigar. If you're going on the internet and you're seeing, like, you're not going to get Marquesas for $1 a cigar. You're not going to get Cellar Reserves for $2 a cigar. You know what I'm saying though. So these are more quality cigars, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is that uh, the stuff that Gurkha makes? Well, let me rephrase that. Gurkha doesn't make any cigars. Gurkha doesn't grow any tobacco. Gurkha is just like Ashton. They have other companies do their bidding. Ashton has Fuente make their cigars. But Ashton, not the brand, but Ashton the corporation, also has my father make their stuff for like San Cristobal and Aroma de Cuba. So in this case, you have Gurkha working with Placencia, Argonisa, an astronaut, oregano. You know what I'm talking about. Agonisa, Araga. I can't even say it right now. Oregano. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. PDR. Yeah, whatever. Padron 26. Yeah, you're doing great. It's a great cigar. So, yeah, honestly, I don't know why I'm out here at like now it's like 9 degrees. Great. It's cold. Richie's got feelings too, but we're just gonna hang out tonight. We're just gonna hang out tonight. Ah, Richie's got feelings too. I can't stress enough. The wrapper looks very nice, uh, brown, a reddish brown wrapper, very oily. I wouldn't say the feel this wrapper is super thin or thick. Has a moderate thickness to the wrapper, but the quality of this wrapper is actually quite nice. The quality of this wrapper, look at that oily sheet. It's a nice looking stick. I know. Uh, so once again, I'm not going to defend Gurkha's past with a lot of the shenanigans with like big companies like Cigar International. That being said, the brick and mortar stuff over the past few years, I've given them a second chance, especially since Gurkha admitted to Juan Lopez admitted about mistakes in the past. To me personally as well. So got a nice toast going. Now I forgot to look up the blend for this because what does it matter anyways? What matters is if I enjoy it. And I can say, beforehand, I probably am going to enjoy it because I enjoyed it the few times I had it. I'm not going to tell you this is like the greatest cigar you ever had, but I think it's an interesting stick. I think that the classic gold with the darker wrapper, um, Duro or a screw, I'm not sure which one it has, would be more up a lot of guys' alley, but very slick off the bat, leathery and oily. We'll get to we'll let this thing build up a little bit. Yeah, interesting. So, yeah, as usual, Geo is not here. As usual, we cannot count as a community. We can't count on Geo. Okay. I love Geo, but I can't count on him. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. He's eating pasta right now. Geo, Geo, I thought you were my friend, Geo. You took a big game, Geo, but you weren't shooting hoops with me in the gym. That was a Drake song. Anyways, Geo, I love you though. Shout out to Geo. Shout out to Queens, New York. She was raised out of Brooklyn. Did somebody say Sacco? Is Sacco here? Hold on, I gotta go back to the comments. Purple Go. Why don't I see Sacco? I don't know. Someone said Sacco. I see Sacco. Confusing the hell out of me. Somebody said, "What's up, Sacco?" on our usual thing, but I don't see Sacco's comment. It has a very nice even pack. nice looking wrapper. The band, whatever, it's usual, overdone, but it's all about the flavor. It's not bad. It's a very smooth cigar. Stress picking up. There's a slight like fermented fruit sweetness coming onto it. Um, Actually reminds you a little like wine. You know what I'm saying? No, you get that kind of bitter but fruit sweet taste. Um, I think it's a good cigar. Like I said, I'm not saying go out and buy a box, but they've been out for a while. And people enjoy them. I think I paid like $9 for this. Um, Maybe you can find them a little cheaper, $7, $8. Who knows? I don't know who actually makes this. I wish. See, if Gurkha was more forward with that, because a lot of people, let's say, hate Gurkha from the past, and I get that. If Gurkha with the now would actually advertise which company and which factory rolled their cigars, I think people would say, "Oh, well, I don't like Gurkha, but I like Agranisa, s- so I'll smoke that one because it's made by Agranisa." Or they might say, "You know what? I don't like Gurkha, but I like PDR. Oh, that's a PDR cigar. Oh, I'll smoke that because." So on the front of the box, my opinion, because Gurkha's going to have all the newbies, but I think for people that have left Gurkha, which is fine, and I get it, but I think they should advertise where their cigars are made, um, because that would be a good selling point for people that go, oh, wow. I don't know if they work with General, but there could be a chance. I think they work with, I know Plasencia, Agranisa, uh, Plasencia, PDR, Agranisa, and I thought he said Oliva. This came right from Juan Lopez's mouth, which that sounds weird, but yeah. So I mean, like if you saw a box of Gurkhas and you're like, oh Gurkha, oh made at the Oliva factory, yeah, well fuck it, right, right. It would take away some of that stigma. If I was them, I would do that for a little bit. But what do I know? Maybe they're not worried about trying to get the people back that they ruined. Maybe they accepted they blew it, and they're just worried about the new people that are younger cigar smokers, which are attracted to Gurkha. And that's fine because I'm not going to say Gurkha is like a cigar aficionado's brand. It's not a Padron. It's not a Fuente. It's not. But as far as a brand, but I think it has a lot of good mid-tier options. Yeah, I told you that. The Pure Evil was nice. It was pretty strong. The Pure Evil was a solid cigar. The Pure Evil was guys. And I forget who made that one. I forget if that one was made by Organisa or Placencia. I don't know. But the Pure Evil was solid. The Pure Evil was actually a really good cigar. The band wasn't crazy about the band, but in this case, I think Kirk is focusing more on the tobacco and the blend, and the blend of that of the Pure Evil was solid, man. Definitely, Jason. Jason, I'm glad you're here. Is what it is. Gio's not here right now. I thought Gio was coming. I thought Gio was coming. You're making me sad, Gio. You're making me sad. It's a very slick, oily cigar off the bat. Not overbearing. And I know it's going to pick up, but very smooth. Absolutely. If you're talking about, he says the catalog Gurkha blends, yeah, I won't buy them. I won't. No, I'm agreeing with you. If it's stuff that's only sold on Cigar International, it's garbage. I'm not going to defend that. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. So, like I said, there's a few that I can recommend. The Marquesas is a nice medium strength sweet cigar. The Cellar Reserves is their best stuff. Um, those are nice Cellar Reserves. I'm not gonna say it's some Millennial V or an Opus X. No, I didn't say that. But the Cellar Reserves have their place. The Cellar Reserves are like a higher end mid tier cigar, and I think they're good cigars. So Marquesa, Cellar Reserves, Havana Legend wasn't bad. Um, the Gurkha 30, the Gurkha 30, the Trienta, the Gurkha 30 was made by Argonesa. So it's a good stick. I believe both the Gurkha Nicaragua and the Gurkha 30th, I'm positive on the 30th, are both made by Argonesa. And that's a good stick. I, I just smoked Argonesa the other night. What's wrong with that? I mean, nothing. So, yeah, yeah. So, like I said, for me, it'd be going to a lounge and finding out, yeah. Yeah, and that's what I've been saying. Gurkha doesn't make their cigars. Now, here's the thing. Once again, what you were talking about is true. If you're talking about Cigar International stuff, what I mean is only internet stuff, those are garbage. Mr. Lopez says in the past that the original, the Hansodio or whatever, he sold a lot of rights to Cigar International for their names. And so the Cigar International makes very low end versions. So in a sense, they're Gurkha in name only, and that's why they have them. 100 sticks for $100. These Black Dragon Gurkhas, these whatever, some crazy shit for such a good deal. Don't don't smoke those cigars. What's up, Notorious? Why is that helping out? All right, bro. You do what you gotta do, bro. Stay chill. You're so edgy. PG is so edgy. PG is so edgy. What I want to know is where's Geo? What I want to know is where's Geo? Where's Geo? Ah, where's Geo? Where's Geo? So once again, okay, Juan Lopez, who was a Cuban native, was born in Cuba, who's now their sales rep. Right? He's like the vice president, I think. Oh, he's up there. And I met him. Juan Lopez designed some of the blends. I'm not gonna say he designs all of them. I don't know for all. I don't know, but I'm sure he's telling people. He's working with other brands what they want. How much do they have involved? I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah. So once again, Placencia makes Gurkha cigars. Agonisa makes Gurkha cigars. Oliva makes Gurkha cigars, and PDR makes Gurkha cigars. They also have another company that Gurkha works exclusively. It's a small factory, but it's pretty much I think they only make Gurkha cigars for them. Um, and I'm not sure if they buy tobacco from other people. You know what I'm saying though? And they just so Gurkha's dynamic in that situation that they're not growing their own stuff, but they got a lot of money, so they can make blends with different people. And if that company runs out of tobacco or loses a contract or they go out of business or whatever it is, um, or if Gurkha decides to cancel that cigar, um, they got other things going on with other people. So I guess you could say they're diversified. At the same token, though, they can't count on themselves, but they got money. You know what I'm saying? Though, so they're contracting their stuff out. In a way, Gurkha's like a middleman. Well, if you wanted a very spicy cigar, the Gold wouldn't be up your alley. If you wanted a more spicy cigar and you were having a Gurkha, go for the Nicaraguan or the 30th anniversary or the Pure Evil. Those are much stronger cigars, and those I can't stress enough. The Gurkha Nicaragua, um, the 30th, and the Pure Evil. Those are pretty stout. Those are real heavy, medium to full strength cigars. So here's what it is. I say Notorious is cooking the food. That's it, man. Hope you have a good dinner with the family, my friend. Draw is good, burn is good. Like I said, right now it's just a nice, gentle medium, not extremely strong. Um, it's a good, relaxing stick. Um, you got to kind of get to know any cigar first, and then decide on when you'd want to smoke that or not. Unless you take other people's recommendation. But what I'm saying is, so if you go to a cigar and you say, "Man, that cigar wasn't strong enough," well, it wasn't a strong cigar. What's up, bro? So if you're smoking a cigar that's
What's up,
not that
Richie?
strong, and you complain, "Oh, that cigar was not that strong," it wasn't a strong cigar. So don't complain about the cigar not being strong. You need to say, "Well, I'll have that cigar when I'm not in the mood for a strong cigar." Or you could say, "Why did I buy that? That wasn't a strong cigar. That's your fault." So what I'm saying is, same thing. If you smoke a cigar and you say, "Oh, that was so strong," it's a strong cigar, whether you were in the mood for it or not. You have to decide on what mood you're in, and then find a cigar that matches it. So that's why you try different sticks and see and write down or in your mind going, "Okay, it was this kind of cigar, that kind of mood." Unless you're going to be adjustable and say, "You know what? Let's see where the cigar takes me." I think that's the better idea when you try a cigar and go, "Where the fuck are we going?" Oh, okay. And then after you have that cigar one time, you can decide how many times you're going to have it. But if you know what I'm saying, though, if you go to a cigar and you're disappointed in the strength, it's not the cigar can't make it stronger for you. It's not like a worker. I need you to work harder. The blend is what the blend is. So if you go to a cigar that wasn't strong, you just picked out not a strong cigar, and now you're disappointed. It's like asking a midget to do a slam dunk. No matter what you do, no matter how much you pay the midget, he can't slam dunk. I'm really disappointed, DeVito. I thought you really could have had a little more hang time. It's Danny DeVito. He's a funny guy. He can't slam dunk. Do you get what I'm trying to say, though? So to say Danny DeVito is a bad NBA player, who's stupid? You, now, you came in the middle. I was making that point. What do you think about that? Can you hear me, Goat?
What's up, Richie? How you doing?
What do you think about the point I was making?
I think you're absolutely right. I'd like to ask you a question about it though.
I'd love
Where
to
do you
hear.
think where where do you think a medium-bodied but very dark cigar fits in?
First, though, I think a medium body, very dark cigar is generally on the rare side to begin with. So, because generally people that want to relax, like going to the beach, it's not going to be, you're thinking like classic Monte Cristo, classic Macanudo, a classic Romeo. So, generally, I hate to say it, but it's like kind of like a dark cigar that's only medium strength is like getting a 1500 Chevy or 1500 Dodge and getting a V6. Like if you're gonna get a full size truck, you're gonna get the V8. You get what I'm trying to say though? But with the V6, you'll get better gas mileage, but you're gonna. So it has a place. But what I'm saying is, weak dark cigars have less of a place because it it goes against the grain. If that makes any sense,
That's
it's.
what I feel too. Yeah.
I'm not saying I won't enjoy them now. You could still have a medium plus, almost medium full dark cigar that's delicious. Then that's different. Like you're talking about, like the Fuente Hemingway Maduros, not super strong. Uh, any of those, like the short stories or the signatures, you had that. Mind blowing. The Ashton Age Maduro, which is a Fuente, great cigars, but because they have so much flavor and so much sweetness, it's not trying to be a scary dark cigar. So you're like, oh, it's a dark cigar, but man, this is delicious. Okay, all right. But if you're giving me classic dark flavor, earth, black pepper, spice, all right, and dark espresso, but it's like medium strength, especially if it's like a Robusto. If you're going to 60 gauge, then I can understand why it's weak. But at
Right.
Robusto size, generally a Robusto or Corona, whatever, and if it's Maduro, it should have some strength to it, like almost medium to full at least, especially by the
Right.
second third. First
Right.
third, you can almost give anyone a pass. Patron doesn't wait. Patron first third is the last third. But whatever. So, but at the same time, Padron doesn't really have any transitions. Padron's is like, you know,
Kind of
off
like
the bat.
Aladino, I think.
Yeah, Padron is not like a thinking man cigar. Padron comes out like Mike Tyson. Like, yo,
I I think Aladino has kind of a similar effect. At least the one that I smoked right off the bat. I mean, it was a little bit calmer off the bat, but pretty much you're getting the same flavor all the way through. And it
I
has
would agree with
that
that. But Altinos are not boring at all. And when I say
right.
boring,
No.
meaning it's bringing the flavor the whole time
Yeah.
at its peak. And is there a downside or pro side of that?
I guess if you try to hear a story, it's kind of a downside. You know what I mean? Because the Aladino, it's kind of giving it to you most of what it's giving to you all the way. Same kind of like with the Padron, which if you were looking for that specifically, but
Yeah, or it depends if you like the blend.
mhm,
Padron is kind of like the cigar. If it was a person, like you bump into a guy in real life, and
mhm.
like within like 1 second, you're like, "Yo, now we're best friends." You know what I'm saying? Though might be too good to be true, but there's sometimes that happens.
Yeah,
Sometimes you meet someone, you're like, "Yo, man," like Elsa, he's your best friend. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Though?
yeah.
Is
It's
it the
pretty fun.
norm? Is it
Or
the
like,
norm?
or
No.
like if you like frequent, you have like a friend group or something. You like frequent a lounge or something, and
Mm.
then like you meet a girl and you just kick it off so much immediately. You just immediately abandon that friend group, that lounge, whatever. You don't have time for any of that anymore.
Yeah,
That can happen
there's
too.
a lot of different factors, man. Like I said, most people I met in life were just hello and goodbye or acquaintance, but there has been people that are like a Patron. I told you this guy I met at a cigar lounge years ago, um, and I was doing like full time with Uber, and like on the weekends, like nights, I was doing at 9 o'clock at night till 4 in the morning, just rocking it, making good
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
But like I wanted some during the week because in the week it was like this is when Uber was first new, was kind of dead during the day. I'm not, so I wanted some like Monday through Thursday, whatever.
Mhm.
So, anyways, I meet this guy at Cigar Lounge. We start bullshitting. Turns out we're both part of something together, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, come sit down and have a cigar with me." And he's with his friend too. So now both him and his friend, we're all bullshitting. And within like 10 minutes, he's like, "So what do you do?" And I tell him what's going on. Yeah, it's like, "Well, I work like 30 hours on the weekend. I crush it in the weekends, make like $1,000 on the weekend for Uber. But during the week, I'm just kind of chilling out, figure out what I'm gonna do during the week." And he's like, "You work for me now. Don't worry. Show up tomorrow morning, 7:30. Just work boots and jeans, and you're just gonna drive around my advertisement trucks. Bring a cigar. You want to hang out, whatever you want to do, a lounge chair. Just as long as you bring the truck to the areas we want you. Don't worry about. It. I got you. All right, all right." It was like that. And then he was like, even like, and that was whatever day it was. And then it was like, he's like, "Oh, and this weekend, what are you doing this weekend? You got your kid?" Because I told him I have a kid. Yeah, I got a big. I own a charity. This guy's multi-millionaire. He owns multiple businesses, and he's like, "I own a charity company. We donate a lot to kids, and from the city and the inner city, and we bring them out to Nassau County to a wedding hall every year for Christmas. We have a big Christmas party and Santa Claus, and we give out like $50,000 in toys. Dude, it was a real wedding catering hall. The catering hall that they in season 6 of The Sopranos, when they have a wedding, that's where they had the wedding. Like that's where they had the party for the kids. Dude, this is an expensive wedding hall. It's in Nassau County, and I can't remember the town. Um, but uh, look up the wedding where what's his name cried. Um, the mob boss, Johnny Sack. Johnny Sack cried because the FBI arrested him in front of his kid, whatever. And but that was the wedding hall. Anyways, that's where they had the party, and it was like the best kids party I ever seen. Like I mean, they had Star Wars characters there, and Santa Claus, and elves. And my point is, though, I met that guy, and in 10 minutes was like I worked for him. I was, going, you know what I'm saying though, and like it's not the norm, but it can happen.
I remember one. I remember one time, and I think this is a funny story to tell as a corollary, I guess. Um, but the way that I would have that experience, I remember one time I was visiting a friend of mine at his college, and this was years ago. But there was this guy who I didn't know, but he turned out to be this engineer nerd kind of guy, but cool guy. I liked him a lot. But um, I was kind of in a bad mood because my friend was actually kind of pissing me off. Um, Friend was kind of a jerk, it turned out. But anyway, I digress. The point is, I was in a bad mood and I didn't really wasn't really friendly with the guy at first. He's kind of off-putting. Kind of had a mad energy. I didn't really want to meet him. When I met him.
Right.
But regardless of that, within 5 minutes, we are joking, laughing. Best pals. We went out to the club, went dancing at the club. With girls, obviously.
No, that's all right, man. Hey,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then hung out and chatted,
you were
for
just experimenting. Is what you said.
no, 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 no. I mean
No,
to
dude,
go
I'm
meet
busting your
girls, to go
chops,
meet
man.
girls. But
I get it, man. I
yeah,
get
yeah. But anyway, we ended up chatting for hours, and it was awesome. And like, and we made that connection, and we stayed in touch more or less, for years after that. But you know what I mean? Sometimes even if you're in like a bad position to meet somebody, it just works. So I think that
it.
really comes down to fit. Um,
You got to be aware of your surroundings. Sometimes you could be sitting next to a future best friend or a good friend or a future business partner. You don't know.
yeah,
You got to be in the moment. You got to be aware of your surroundings.
yeah,
You know,
I,
that's why it's always good to be respectful to every person. You also could be around a killer. You could be around a future killer. You could be around a guy that's just ready to go.
yeah.
You could be around a guy that's already been going, and it's just good to be polite.
Yeah.
And
He's
most of the
he's
time,
just
people,
looking to find a reason to keep going, right?
yeah, but most people like that though generally respect.
Hmm.
So, but they generally they simply don't tolerate disrespect. Like that guy getting out in a road rage incident,
Hmm.
he doesn't tolerate disrespect. I'm not saying that's a good idea, and you shouldn't because you can go to prison.
Right.
But what I'm is, you know what I'm saying though? Like there was that guy, remember that serial killer Kuklinski, the Iceman?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're
He
talking
did a
about now.
lot of contract stuff for the mob,
Right.
but like before that and during it, there was other things that would happen on the side for his, I guess, his own
Yeah.
usage. And lots
Own
of
own
times there'd be someone like
gratification.
if somebody gave him the finger at a red light or cut him
Right.
off, like that guy was like he was like the Grim Reaper. And so if the problem is he was in a human body, but if the Grim Reaper, if the devil himself was passing by you and you saw him, would you give him the finger? You'd be like, "Have a nice day." You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Maybe
my
maybe
point
it's
is,
the devil himself. I mean, you only get one chance to do that, right? If you know it's the devil
what
himself.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
say is
Go
like,
ahead.
um, in the Bible is a phrase that says, be, like, be careful around strangers because you could be entertaining angels. But that goes both ways.
Right.
It could be good or evil. Evil, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you could be around people that are possessed by evil, or like when you're choosing to see people talk about demonic possession, and that's true. But a good possessions is true as well. If every day you say, "I'm going to stay on the good side of life," I'm not going to hurt no one. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to try to build stuff. In that way, what's keeping you from hurting people and going to prison is because you're being possessed by good. Do you get what I'm saying though?
Hmm.
Whatever you invest in, right,
Hmm.
you're going to be. So if you're possessing yourself with goodness and good ideas and being around good people, it's going to be very hard for you to be bad. Of course, anything can happen, but for the most
Right.
part, You know what I'm saying though?
I
But
see
if
what
you're
you
like
mean.
hanging around the
You're
losers and you're doing
mhm,
drugs and you're around, if you're hanging around thieves, you're gonna become a thief. I,
yeah.
whether you're
You're already in a good structure, yeah.
literally or
In a
guilty, but you're guilty by association no matter what. So if you're
mhm,
hanging around doctors, people are gonna think you're a doctor.
mhm.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good point. Stephen J asked earlier where I like to buy sticks from online. As you can see, I'm a C-bid aficionado, little amateur C-bid
You're
aficionado.
jacking boxes for cheap, man.
um, I liked Cigar Page for a while, but like I said, they gave me those um, the Manola Quesada for Ventura Cigar Company, and I really felt like those cigars were funky, and they had. I cut one open. There's like little white spots in it, and I don't know if I'm even going to smoke them, but they stood behind them. They said they were fine. I felt like they should have taken them back. I bought 2 boxes, so after that, I stopped using Cigar Page. I think if you know exactly what you want from Cigar Page, sometimes you can get a good deal, and overall, it's not that bad, but it's a decent spot. Other than that, Fox Cigars is good for singles, free shipping, and no tax. I haven't been buying any cigars recently. Neptune's
But
also
speaking
good.
about that,
Yeah.
remember what happened to Geo? So he bought a high end box of Opus, and I bust his
Oh
balls.
yeah.
But seriously, so the
Yeah.
Opus comes in cellophane. Now it doesn't have markings in
Right.
the cellophane, but also he said the box looked like it was repackaged with like a ceramic, like a
Yeah, he
so
sent me
like
pictures of it. It was for sure.
honestly. So let's just say this: it is a chance they were real because he said the foot smelled like Opus. But here's
Right.
the thing: like if somebody could open the box, right, had it in their collection, then they
Right.
see they bought it 5 years ago, and then they said, "Holy shit, these are worth a lot of money," or
Mhm.
maybe now I'm hurting for money, whatever, right? And now they, you know what I'm saying though? Oh, he said the bands look
Interesting,
off.
Jeremy.
I didn't see the bands as far as if they looked off. I didn't get to do that much detail. All I
Yeah.
know is it's supposed to come in cellophane, and if you're paying full price like that,
Right.
that's not negotiable, you know?
He sent me the pictures. Now, what was funny is he actually called me and he was like, "Dude, should I buy these? Should I buy this $1,000 box of cigars?" Um, and he had been buying up stuff like the Scorpion for like 65 a piece, stuff like that. So he was getting these for like 75 or something like that. I said, look, it's a Grail cigar. You might as well go for it. I know it's a bigger purchase, but if you're going to make purchases like that, why not make a big one? Get the real deal and get the Richie recommended. Uh, and what he didn't tell me was he was buying it off some guy on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like that to me is not the
Well, I
situation
hope he
you
gets his
yeah,
money back.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, so then he sent me when he then I heard about it and I was like, dude, I don't know why you did that.
See, these
But
are these are
yeah.
chances that a regular guy could do if he doesn't have child support. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying though? I wonder if this is a good idea. When you don't have the pressure
Yeah,
of New York State on your ass, you're like, yeah,
yeah,
see
yeah.
what happens. See what
Uh, yeah, he fucked around and found out for sure on that one.
Bro, if I'm buying opuses in an open box,
Yeah.
not in the cellophane, like, all right,
Well,
maybe I'll do
dude,
like 10. Maybe I would do $10 because I
he
don't know if
was
I trust it.
that's what I said to him. I said the max I would pay in that situation is like $200 because 80% of the time those are going to be fake, so something like that. But
Because normally you wouldn't think
yeah,
fake opuses, but the amount the amount of the
right,
flip on the secondary. If there was no
right,
secondary market, it'd be impossible to fake them because everyone would just get them at the store. But because there's such a
right.
shortage and people are reflipping theirs within the reflipping, people are reflipping real ones. But
Hmm.
now, why don't you reflip fake
Right.
ones?
Well,
More
that's what I said
profit.
to him. He was like, "Isn't it just Cubans?" I said, "Dude, if you can get $1,000 for a box of 13 cigars, you telling me you wouldn't find a way? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I wouldn't, but somebody who doesn't have anything better to do."
Bro, you go to a cigar lounge and whatever, and you could have guys that like buy cigars. Yo, save them. Remember guys at lounges say, save your fucking bands. I collect them. And guys would take everyone's bands. Bro, if you saved all the bands, you got the bands.
Yeah,
Most cigar shops throw out boxes. I'm just saying though, you could fool some people on the internet. It's not that hard. I'm not saying it's not that hard, but with a little effort, you know, you could go from taking, let's say, you buy a box of cigars for $100. Let's say even that, maybe less,
yeah,
and now you're free flipping them for $1,400, $1,000.
right. You could also you could roll your own cigars and just fill them full of Lajero, just real spicy, and then just reband
There's
them
a
and
lot of things,
sell them to
bro. But you could
people.
get.
Just a little
You
price.
get what I'm trying to say, though, man. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's what happened, but
No. Yeah.
even if they're the real ones, the fact that they were open and handled and not in the cellophane, and you don't know what
Right.
condition they were in, right?
Right.
5 years, right?
Right.
That's the problem.
That's what I said to him because I was saying like when he got it and he sent the pictures, and Jeremy might be able to speak to this better, but when I saw the pictures, immediately the first thing I noticed was that the box had been resealed. Like that wasn't like a factory shrink wrap. You know, they have like homemade shrink wrap stuff that you can do. And I was
Was
like,
it
oh,
like in
that's
a black plastic bag from the liquor store?
no. It was in a
No.
no, it was it looked a little bit better than that, but it didn't look quite right. So I was like, oh, that doesn't look right. But what I thought was interesting, yeah, then you have no cellophane. The problem was, maybe they were real, but the way they were sold to him was like as new, right? That if the guy had said, like, look, here's the like if you had it from a Sacco type of collector, you know what I mean? And said, hey, look, this guy bought him. He takes the cellophane off. This is the reason. You know what I mean? Here's the original purchase receipt, redacted. But here's when it was purchased, and like this, you know what I mean? That's a different situation. You say, okay, it's collector to collector.
And I'll do it for $500 for the box. All right.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, but the way it was sold, where it was clearly resealed, right, and it was clearly had been opened before and clearly been handled, like who's to know? Interesting, Jeremy.
interesting.
Wow, I'll have to go back and check those out.
Yeah, see, and Jeremy would know.
Yeah,
Jeremy,
right, exactly. Yeah, you're safer buying rare opus as long as you can text Jeremy about it.
but Jeremy's got a charge for his. He'll check him out.
Yeah,
And what's Jeremy smoking tonight?
yeah. So anyway, so earlier I was saying to you, yeah, like some cigars hit you right off the bat, and that's great, and I actually really enjoy that. Um, but I was wondering because I had smoked that MX2, and I felt like that was kind of in the medium body for me. Decent flavor, but medium body and pretty dark, but also some sweetness. What do you think about that?
Well, when you say medium body, see, I don't describe cigars like that,
Yeah,
and so that's why we'll have to try to have an understanding. For me, with
sure.
that cigar, I'd say it starts off around medium plus, depending on the size. And for me,
Mhm,
the cigar, after like the first third, it's a medium to full. I'm not saying it's a full medium to full. The
mhm.
medium to full has a range, right?
Right.
Okay, so medium to full on the highest part is almost full strength. On the lowest part is just past medium plus, right? So
Hmm.
it's a nice medium to full, which has, so I mean it has some power to it, but not ass kicking. I find it kind of delicious. I find it sweet. Um, I don't find the finish to be ridiculously heavy or strong, but it's
Hmm.
not like there's no finish at all. So depending on the size and how much age you got on it, it could be some play. But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I think it's a comfortable chocolatey cigar um, that you can have a good time with.
yeah.
I don't think it's that weak. I never considered it to be like. Now I'm not sure what size you have. What size are you smoking?
Robusto.
Interesting. And you
Yeah.
found it like do you like a gentle medium, or how much time you got on it?
I would say a medium. I would say a regular medium. It was pretty much straight down medium. But what surprised me was now let's get a little bit on the nomenclature real quick. When I say body, maybe I'm using the wrong term, but the way I think about it is almost like the heaviness of it. Like a Padron to me has a full body, like that. It's very present. It's very full in terms of the flavor, the richness. Um, and now you
But
can have
so I
live
would
flavor.
describe
Yeah,
that as the finish then, and the finish has length of finish
interesting.
and heaviness. Length is how long
Okay.
between puffs, how long in the flavor lasts.
Yeah.
Heaviness of the finish is like how heavy the flavor is. Like if the
Interesting.
flavor is so thick in your tongue in between puffs, and like hitting you like
Right.
a sledgehammer, it's heavy.
Right.
And how long I've had heavy short. That's weird. I've had
Yeah.
cigars that were strong with a heavy finish that dissipated very quickly, and that's a mind fuck.
Hmm.
It's not the
Strong with a
norm,
heavy. Oh, interesting. Yeah. That's that's crazy. I don't think I've smoked that yet. One sec, I
it,
gotta
it,
wipe
it can
my.
happen though. But
Excuse me.
and as
Yeah.
far as being medium strength, right?
Hmm.
That, now, if you would say it's a mild cigar, I'd say okay, I'm gonna have to disagree. But
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
point is
No.
like interpretation is always going to have some play as well. Does that make any
Hmm.
sense? And also individual experiences. But like if you came here and said that was the fullest strength, the strongest cigar you ever had, once again I have to say, well, not to say you're a liar, but like I think you're off. So the
Hmm.
fact that you're saying you found it around a medium, and I'm saying it was like a medium full, but not a,
Yeah.
is really not much a difference. You're talking about
Sure.
you
Sure.
saying it's 60%.
Right. 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 Totally. And it could be different batches. It could be different days. Our palates could be different just on that day from whatever we eat. Oh, hello. Who's frozen,
Apparently,
guys?
are
Okay,
you
we're
back?
back. We're back. Okay. Hey. So I was just saying it could be different different tobacco, you know what I mean, from a different production. It could be our, one of us ate
Oh,
steak, one
cigars
of
can
us drank
change from
water.
year to year.
Yeah, yeah. So
Dude, there's a
60 to
lot.
70. Yeah, or medium to medium full. No, I'm not disagreeing with
It
you.
could change in the same box. You could go in the same
Right.
box, and you have especially with a brand like CEO, which is more like a mid tier brand. You could have
Hmm.
more play in the consistency. If you went to Davidoff, or if you went to Padron 26,
Right.
I get the same shit every time I Padron 26 for the most part. It's not like I Padron 26. I'm like, you know what? That was so weak. Like no, like so when you get to more expensive brands, there's much higher quality control. And I'm not saying
Hmm.
CEO's not a bad brand. I'm just saying it's a good mid tier brand. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? High end brands, what's the difference? More age, more selective tobacco, way better construction, presentation. But the main thing is quality control. For example, when it comes to ammunition, what, generally with like high end self defense ammunition, and some of it's a gimmick, but still, but with high end self defense ammunition, a lot of companies brag about individual quality control, meaning every bullet is checked. Now you
Hmm.
could say, well, you don't need that, and you don't. But when it comes to like self-defense ammo, I'm talking about range ammo,
Hmm.
plinking, self-defense ammo, where it's like you might have only one shot before you get stabbed or
Right.
bitten by, or mauled by a dog. That level of quality control, it has its place. Is it necessary? Well,
Well,
how
yeah.
valuable is your life? You know,
I mean, another thing, like you sent that video about how many shots the guy took and like when he took the shots and how that's interpreted by the law. If you're in a self-defense situation, you don't have to take an extra shot. You know what I mean? And if that looks bad, do you know what I mean? Like you want to be able to
the
be
more it looks bad.
precise in
I
what you're
agree with
doing.
that, but that also
Yeah.
comes down to caliber as well and
Hmm.
shot placement, though.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of other factors too. But
Okay.
generally speaking, um, if you if you go from like 9 mil to like 44 Magnum, but generally most people are carrying 44 Magnum because it's a
Hmm.
lot,
Yeah.
and then they might grill you on why you carrying such a heavy caliber. But at the end of the day, though, for the most part, if it's it's real simple. It's either self defense, like
Hmm.
if you or someone else are not gonna die, generally not good to get involved. If you or someone else are gonna die, then generally self defense is allowed. You know what I'm saying
Hmm.
though? So
Hmm. Hmm.
like you know
For
now
sure.
now there's things where it's how do I say like self defense is one thing, but if someone's committing armed robbery or I don't want to use the R word, but we'll just use the G
Hmm.
word or grape, you know, or
Assault.
yeah, assault with a deadly weapon. It could be a brick, it could be a stick. Someone's pummeling someone, or they're gonna pummel you. That's not even. You already know the answer, but you get what I'm saying though. So, but if it's
Hmm.
like someone acting nuts,
Yeah. Yeah.
like waving around a knife, but they're not near you,
Right.
once you or someone else are being threatened with bodily harm, that's a different story. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying though?
Sure. Sure.
So it's like, for example, like if you were in your house and there was a guy outside your house
Hmm.
screaming with a knife and you call the police. If the guy tries to come into your house, that's different. But if you go outside and be like, oh, I dropped a knife, and then he comes after you and then whatever, they're gonna be like, well, why did you go leave your house? You know what I'm saying? And that's I'm not you get what I'm saying though? So it's I'm not necessarily agreeing with
Yeah.
that, but
Definitely.
you get what I'm trying to say though. Like
No. Definitely.
it's almost like society, unless if you're law enforcement, you can't go looking for trouble or look because that's what cops are supposed to be doing, right? Looking
Hmm.
for people committing trouble and ending it, any
Hmm. Hmm.
as peacefully as possible if they could, but whatever.
Sure.
Um, but you get what I'm trying to say. Now it's different if you're
Sure.
not in a dwelling, like if you're walking around and some guy
Right.
attacks
Approaches
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, where are you going to go?
Right.
And these are all factors. You know, is that big firm?
I think that's the Furminator, actually, Richie.
Mm.
What's the Furminator to you?
Hey, hey, I go way back with him. I'll call him whatever I want. Big firm. I'll call. Dude, it is so cold right now, man. It's like 9 degrees. It is not nice. It is not nice.
Sorry to hear that, Richie.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
I'm not smoking just because it's raining, but the cigar wouldn't burn, so that's my excuse. And it really wouldn't.
yeah, because you don't smoke in the house, right?
Mm-mm. No, only outside. But it's nice smoking outside, but you just can't do it in
No, I
certain types of
prefer it,
weather.
bro. I prefer it. I would have
Yeah,
to go to my car, go on my deck, but
yeah.
you can't do that at 10 degrees.
No, no.
There's not enough feet heaters. The cigar would just destroy itself. Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you like? If you have that's heaviness of finish, what would you call it if there's a heaviness on the draw? Would you just call that heaviness of the draw?
Okay. When you say the draw, in reality, when you say the draw, you mean like while you're puffing.
Yeah, yeah. When you're puffing and you get that.
But in reality, though, that only happens if you puff more than once. If you only puff one time, you're
Mhm,
not tasting it until it hits your mouth. If you puff 2 3 times, then like you're releasing it and then you're puffing at the same time. So it's almost like
mhm,
you're getting the finish added with the new puff. So
mhm.
in a way, that's kind of a false sense of feeling. Like for example, watch what I'm gonna do,
Yeah, yeah. Right, right, right. No, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's something like mini
and then I go,
finishes.
"Oh wow, that's pretty heavy," but
Yeah,
just take one puff and so for the
sure.
most part, what I'm saying is I think all flavors are on the finish because if you just
Hmm,
puffed and released right away,
hmm.
or puffed and held it, like, are you talking about the flavor when you're holding it?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like, yeah. I think I'm talking about on the hold because what I'll do is I'll
And I'm not trying to
draw
be
some
an
in.
asshole here. I'm just trying
No,
to.
no, I appreciate it. No, I'll take a little bit in on the draw, and then I'll hold it for a little bit, and I'll probably blow some out, retrohale a little bit, and then blow the rest out.
Yeah.
Um, so,
And I
so to
think
me,
somewhere in between the
yeah,
experience is all of it.
hmm,
Is the puffing, the initial puffing, the hold, the finish. Somewhere in
right,
between the whole thing. It's kind of like how did you feel or where did you feel that? So it's
yeah,
kind of like while it's happening, but generally it's like after a movie. Like don't ask me till the movie's done. And it's
hmm,
movies like cigars a lot. And do they have a boring start? Did it take so long to get to it, or is it a slow build? Is it a
hmm,
mystery?
hmm, hmm.
Or is it a mystery and you're like, oh, that sucked? You know what I'm saying though? Or was it an action movie? First
Yeah,
puff, Padrone would just be like an action movie. First puff,
right,
James Bond movie, big opening, and
right,
doesn't.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying though? Not much plot, but like somebody's trying to take over the world, and you got to
Yeah,
stop it. You know.
I'm thinking of the Casino Royale. I think it's Casino Royale, the intro with the car. Yeah, and they like, anyway. If you've seen it, you've seen it. You haven't, you haven't. But that's right off the bat, or like
Yeah.
Crank or something like that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I guess there's a certain type of. I'm good with the word heaviness. And have you used nice? Oh, kind of well, good
Well,
overall.
a little right there, but it is 10 degrees out, bro.
Yeah. So
It's,
all things considered,
yeah.
have you ever seen an equalizer, Richie? Do you know what like a graphic equalizer looks like?
Say again?
A graphic equalizer in music production?
Not really.
Okay, so I'll explain it briefly and it'll make sense or it won't, but when you have a sound, it's on a spectrum like this. Let's see. So this would be the high range, like really high, like and then you have like bass sound, like, ooh, right? And if you swipe across, it'll be all the frequencies. And when you can analyze music by seeing kind of where the peaks are going in the frequency range,
Hmm.
and that allows you to a graphic equalizer will allow you to boost or cut down those frequencies. So I'll often think about it as well as like, does it have a lot of mid range? Does it have a lot of low end? And that would be like the heaviness.
I
Um,
can see that. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I just that's this the analogy that I think of. But if you're not familiar with it, it's not a very good
No,
analogy.
but I know, but I can see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Also,
But
when it comes to cigars, like when people say flavor, it's misleading because you have the quality of the flavor, how the
right,
notes all mix together, and the main thing is this: the percentages. Like it's not like
right.
for example, like when I have Padron, it has chocolate sweetness in the 26 Maduro, but the spice is a heavier percentage than the chocolate. Does that make any
Mhm.
sense? Because
Yeah,
nobody's ever
totally.
Patron 26 ago. It's a chocolate. It's like a Hershey bar. No, no, it has some sweetness to it, but it's more spicy than sweet. So it's
Right.
like when we talk about flavor notes, it's misleading if we only say flavor notes. If we don't, but how can we say percentages? I can't literally say, well, it's exactly 12% chocolate,
Right.
27% black pepper spice, 20% black coffee, 10% vague spice, and then we're gonna get some red pepper
Right.
in the second. But I could just say predominant note, like the
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying though.
The
So
main notes and maybe some more subtle notes, some undertones. Yeah, totally.
or simply in this order. So if I was
Right.
talking from the first puff of a Padron 26, the first flavor note. That's why I try to set the notes in order of the. For example, if you're watching a movie, who's the main character, right? You know,
Mhm, mhm.
who's top billing. So top billing for Padron 26 would be black pepper. You know, probably
Yeah,
followed by
where
Earth, and
where
then
is Geo
and then
Ferminator?
Gio's mad at me because I've been going hard on him. He's sensitive.
But yeah, no, you're right. But I think it's interesting because you have like flavors in order of what's the strongest part of the profile, what's the biggest part of the pie, but
Yeah,
then also what note are you getting first? Because sometimes I'll get chocolate and then earth or and then pepper. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
In
But are those the notes that you want?
What do you mean?
Meaning, are you picking up chocolate first because you'd rather have chocolate in the cigar, or it's just
Mm-hmm.
like for example, a lot of guys might not like leathery or earth in a cigar, so they're
Right.
like, it's got some earth because they almost like they don't even want to acknowledge it. It's like if you had three kids and one of them was an idiot, you're like,
Yeah.
hey, this is John and this is Jenny and Bob's over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, like,
If I have to really admit it, there's chocolate. Yeah.
yeah. But you get
Yeah.
what I'm saying though. So like, you always got to factor that this is a cigar, but all of our interpretations are flawed, meaning or have
Hmm.
our own preferential ways.
Right.
Some guys are just full of shit, though. I'm gonna tell you that. And
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
guys are full of hate. Some guys, it's they're not getting kickbacks, especially when it comes to reviewing, or it's just they don't like a brand and they're just gonna shit all over it. And it's so blatant that I'm gonna tell you a story quick. I'm gonna dump this ash, but look, oh Gurkha. I mean, like, all right, so I mean,
Looks pretty good. Looks
no,
pretty
I'm just
good.
saying, like, I mean, like any mid tier cigar. I mean, I could do this
Sure.
with, like, okay, but
You're gonna dump the ash, then tell us. Go
maybe
ahead.
I'll hold on to the ash.
Okay. All
I
right.
told you the story before about bullshit. There was a bird saying, I can't fly on the top of that tree no more. Kind of weak. And his friend the bull said, why don't you eat some of my shit? He goes, why would I do that? He goes, you'll get real strong. He goes, yeah. He starts eating the shit. And before you know it, he flies to the top of the tree. He goes, man, I'm the king of the jungle, baby. Look how strong I am. And he's on top of the tree. And the farmer looks out. That'd be a good dinner. Look at this fat bird. There's the shotgun, shoots the bird, cooks him up, and they have a nice, whatever. Nice bird dinner, whatever it was, right? I didn't specify what kind of bird. What's the point of the story, though? You could get to the top by bullshit, but you can't stay there that long. So if someone's bullshitting, you hang out for a little while, but you keep on seeing. You're gonna be able to spot flaws.
Right.
I'm very consistent. I'm not a liar. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? No, like
Oh yeah.
speed, the cigar controls the mood. Do you see me laughing or joking around right now? No, it's
Yeah.
a good cigar, but it's not putting me into
Yeah. Yeah.
the Richie
Yeah.
zone.
How is that? How is that steak?
No, it's good. I would say when I say good, I can't compare it to the cigars I've been smoking, but
Mhm.
I'd say a solid like 3.7, 3.75 out of 5. So it's worth smoking. You get it for $9 in a lounge or even less online. The issue is at that point, $9 in a lounge. Are there other cigars I can get close to that? Well, if I can get the pledge for 10 or 11 or
Mhm.
Milano for 10 or 11, I'd rather have that any day of the week. But once again, I wasn't at that lounge. The guy
Mhm.
that I'd like to smoke at, I get a Millennials from him for 11. But this place here that I bought this from, they sell Millennials for 18. So I'm not buying Millennial V for $18. So it's always about the situation you're in. You know what I'm saying
Yeah.
though?
No,
Uh,
totally.
there's no way. Are you growing the beard out?
Oh no, I'll shave this shortly. I'm just not fresh, if I'm honest with you, Richie. Like my
Or how
hair's
long does it take you to grow a beard out?
I need to. Yeah. I was talking to Notorious about this briefly, but like it'll like fill in like what I've got now in maybe 2 months. But
Wow.
once it fills in, that's it. Like I'm not getting what Notorious has got with the, you know what I mean?
Oh, you can't.
The
No, but you
the
got a good.
volume.
You got a good beard. I
Cheers,
couldn't.
man. Thank
But
Yeah,
no,
it comes in pretty
Notorious has
full.
got like the sailor beard. He's got
Uh,
like
that's awesome. Yeah.
he's got a massive beard.
I'd be doing all sorts of fun stuff if I could have a beard like that. You know what I mean? I'd be putting it in little like ponytails. I'd be like shaping it like a chia pet. I don't know. I'm sure there's fun stuff you could do with a beard like that.
Yeah.
What do you
And
think? Okay.
when I said I should have dropped that before I should have,
Yeah.
because it just fell and it is what it is.
The
Generally, what
Ash
I say,
Whisperer.
but
Yeah.
generally, you know, when I say I'm gonna drop it, and then in this case, it's just not a Fuente. You know what I'm saying though, and
Yeah.
but generally, when I say I should drop it is generally when I should
Yeah.
drop, and then
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
that, it's on me uh, for maybe having faith. But that's in that case, then I know that then with this cigar, I can't have that kind of faith when it comes to Fuente, dude. Like when it comes to Fuente Ash,
Hmm.
dude, I think we've established how insanely
Yeah.
strong the Ash is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, even when I thought the Fuente Ash was done, it still kept going upside down
Yeah.
and dancing, dancing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying
was
though?
solid.
Um,
That was solid.
it's just
What do you
they got to have some of the best construction.
What do you think? So what do you think? Does anything stand out about that cigar? Like, is there a reason you'd smoke that cigar over another cigar? Does it have a special undertone you like, or?
It's very slick. It's very
Uh,
it's not very spicy. So if you want that kind of cigar,
mm,
uh, it has some nice fermented sweet notes to it. That's
hmm.
what I remember last time I had it. Picture like you like fermented, like you know, like you get like a nice fruit note from a wine, but like it's
Hmm.
fermented. I'm not talking about having like a bowl of cherries, but you know, like a little bittersweet kind of.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it has that going for it. I'm not gonna. The regular Ghost is better, but um, it's enjoyable. I'm just putting it out there for content that if you see it somewhere and you don't have better options,
Hmm.
and it's a 3.75. It didn't even make a 4. So
Hmm.
the Pure Evil is a better cigar. But the Pure Evil is stronger, etc. But I haven't had this in so long. I just wanted to have it again. Um, Now, granted, too, I just bought it today. I would have liked to let it sit out for a day or two and dry
Hmm.
out.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that could be a factor, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to look at the whole thing. But I ran out of sticks. And so, and my store that I like to go to, he's closed on Sunday. So
Mhm. It
I
is
have,
what it is, right?
yeah, haters are going to hate.
Yeah. So, I, I'll also add to that. I kind of feel like sometimes, like on an oily cigar, I don't know. It's tough for me sometimes having a cigar with no spice or
Mhm.
no savoriness to it. You know, that's just on the top. You know, you can have a good sweetness, but if it's just a sweetness, it doesn't have any sort of
I would
backbone
agree with you
to
on
it.
that. I'd rather
You know what I
have
mean?
spiciness than sweetness, but I like to have them both. But I'm talking about
Yeah.
if I had to choose one. If
Hmm.
I just got sweetness and no spice, it's kind of like the spice is like the I don't want to use this phrase, but
It's
the
kind of
spice is
weird.
like the balls of the cigar. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying? No,
yeah.
the cigar's got no balls. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, I was gonna
but
say, I don't know. Only, forgive me for this, but I feel like if you only got the sweetness on the cigar,
yeah.
it's that uncomfortable moment, like if you go to the doctor and you're getting the full physical. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It just feels, oh, something's not quite right. Sorry, give me one second. Just want to turn my phone on battery mode. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No, no, I'm good. I'm
I'm
good.
not in the cigar as far as the sweetness factor. I mean, the spice factor. It's not a majority note. You know what I'm saying? Though,
Hmm.
it's not. I wouldn't say it's a completely weak cigar. And granted, too, it was a big stick. I think this was like a 6 by 54 or something, or 52. It was a
Hmm.
pretty big stick. I think it would be better in Robusto Corona. But I
Hmm. Hmm.
talked to the guy from Gurkha about that, and he says like they don't make Coronas. I said why? He said well
Right.
because Coronas don't sell, and,
Right.
and and what he's saying is true for his brand.
Yeah.
Most guys that smoke Gurkha, I'll have one here and there. I'm not a Gurkha smoker, but guys that are like loyal to Gurkha, they're generally
Hmm.
newbies, and they're gonna generally want bigger sticks,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You're never gonna be like people going, "Oh, I really want to try this Cellar Reserve in Lonsdale," you know, or Petite Corona. So like, um, it's a different brand. That brand is generally for newbies or guys wanting a mid-tier brand. And generally speaking, a lot of mid-tier cigars aren't going to be available in Corona. generally speaking. You know what I'm saying? Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
I that really bums me out. I mean, I'm not a Gurkha smoker, so it's fine, but I feel like the Corona is a completely underappreciated size. Um,
Corona really gives you the cigar's full
I
potential
don't know.
because of the diameter.
Hmm. I feel like you get a clear flavor right off the bat. Does that make sense? Like it's
Yeah,
very present. It's with you right off the bat. I like
there's
that.
no wasted time. Yeah, it's less time, but there's no wasted time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd rather have a 40-minute Corona than an hour and a half Toro with most cigars. Now, you know, there's some high end sticks that I love them in any size, but I'd rather have the time on a Toro Opus X, but I'd rather have
Hmm.
the flavor on the Corona Opus X.
Hmm.
So six of one, half of the other. I don't know. You can't have the best of both worlds.
Yeah. I So what I was getting to was so first of all, I found the MX2 to not have a very heavy finish at all. You know, it wasn't again, it's like a medium heaviness. But to me, I felt like that profile would have been better if it was heavier. Does that make sense?
Well,
Like
also,
the flavor was
I've
good, but
smoked
wasn't
a cigar
backed
from
up.
a store,
Yeah.
and I think the shit they're dumping on CBID, it cannot
Mm,
be the same quality as if you were. Did you buy that in a 5 pack or a Lucy?
5 pack.
You get what I'm trying to say, and I'm talking about. I had it also. I've had it recently, but I'm saying, but also I've had it in a lounge years ago, like when it came out, like and like
Mm, hmm.
I think things change. You know what I'm saying though, and I think quality goes down on Lucy's and 5 packs on CBIT. In what way? Is it construction? Is it cosmetic? Is it just less quality control? I
Right.
can't tell you the exact answer,
No, sure.
but is it overproduction? Is it because you got pictures with the big brand like the CAO, right?
Hmm.
Lounges, and this is something the Gurkha guy, who was his favorite cigar is Padron 64 Maduro. And I respect him for saying that. You know,
Sure.
I respect him for saying, tell me that.
Sure.
Um, what he told me was, he goes, we can't just keep on coming up with new blends and keeping the old blends. And I said, why? Because he said humidors aren't getting any bigger. So,
Hmm.
meaning at the store. So, if they keep on coming out with new brands and they're keeping the old brands, lounges got to decide how much shelf dedication am I giving to your brand? Is it one
Right.
box, 10 boxes? Most
Yeah.
people don't have 10 different brands of one brand, let alone 30. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like if you go to a store and they carry David off, you got to dedicate a whole wall. All right. That's commitment. And you're going to carry probably, I don't know, at least 20, 30 different kinds of Davidoff, different sizes. Um,
Hmm.
so when it comes to like Gurkha, most people are going to might have a couple different kinds, but they're not going
Hmm.
to dedicate 50 different kinds of Gurkhas.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not
Yeah.
going to happen. So my point is, though, he was saying they were letting go a lot of their older blends and just keeping it to. So I forget why I'm explaining this, but
Oh, you were saying that production changes and they're dumping stuff on CBIT, that
oh, so
things
when it
often
comes to
change. Yeah.
CAO, they're constantly making new stuff every year.
Oh, yeah.
There's nobody's going to really be carrying the MX2 because they're carrying the
Right.
Firewalker. They're carrying the
Right.
newer stuff. The Brazilian is always popular, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying though, that now they have the new Polone and the
Hmm.
Anejo
Hmm.
Polone. There's always, you know what I'm saying, and they have the what's that Christmas one? Um, that nice Christmas one with the light up box.
Oh, the CAO Vision.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying though. So
Yeah,
at a
yeah.
certain point, and maybe that's why certain brands, like if you look at Ashton, you ain't getting any new shit. Because once things get a shelf space in a lounge,
Right.
if they're selling, they're going to generally replace it. But
Yeah,
if you
just
keep on
leave
coming
it.
with new hotness, people are going to want the new hotness, and then the old ones like, well, we don't have that much room. So my point is,
Right.
what if a lot of these big brands like General, what if a lot of shops just can't? They don't have the fucking room,
What I think about the
you know?
interesting is about the MX2 is it seems like a lot of people really like the MX2. But I can't tell if it's being discontinued or what. Like I heard rumors about it was being discontinued, but then I also saw it's still on their website. Like it's very much one of those. Yeah, yeah, Sako. Fair enough, Sako. Um, um,
What are you saying?
oh, I was saying that the MX2 it's definitely a cigar that's been put on the back burner by CAO, but a lot of people still
But is
enjoy
it
it. So
CAO or is it just the reality that CAO makes so many newer stuff that it's
yeah,
just going to be in the back burner? Do you get what I'm saying? Though, if you
yeah,
look at
yeah.
Padron for the most part, I haven't spoken with Padron for years. You're not seeing a new stuff, something new every few months.
Hmm.
And when you're talking about a family reserve they release, that's going to be such a small part of their market share that
Hmm. Hmm.
when
Right,
people get a box, they get a box, they go in 3 days, and then it's
right,
gone.
right, right.
So Padrones is the 1000s, 64s, and 26s. For the most part, that's what they're going to have. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
so it's only three
Yeah,
kind of cigars they can carry, and they don't have to carry
I
it every size.
I like that business model actually, having really solid core brands. You know what I mean? You can have a
Well, or
natural
else
Maduro.
you're competing against yourself.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying though? So, but when you're talking about CEO, their clientele for the most part is different than Patron.
Hmm.
People that have money and are smoking a lot of Patron, they
Hmm.
going back to that quality, consistency, you know.
Hmm.
Whereas with CEO getting a lot of newbies, let's say on the in the mid tier section, it's more they're not people are like, oh, what's the new one? What's the new one? What's the new?
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying though? It's
What I think, I mean, it seems like a
it almost
no-brainer in
becomes
a
like
lot of.
sports. Last year's over.
Yeah,
What's this year?
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Jeremy's right as well. I think Fuente also has a couple too many brands. Um, but at the same time, I think Fuente does a good job. Having their Magnum and their Casa Cuba out off, lounge only, like harder to get, but still in the mid range. And then you have the progression of Hemingway, Don Carlos, Anejo. You know what I mean? All the way up through
Fuente
Opus.
is like a silent brand in a way. I'm not talking about less than Hemingway, and Hemingway's
Mhm,
always available, and generally regular Don Carlos available. But when you get above regular Don Carlos, yeah, there's a lot of brands. Well, Neho's and Neho is different sizes, but you get to Opus and everything else. There's a lot of different stuff, but it's not there. Oh, you could
right.
go. Oh, it was here. Oh, it sold out yesterday. Oh, we had a
Hmm.
box. Oh, we. So it's like Fuente. When you talk about their best stuff, I don't think people have problems carrying it because they don't sit around. Like,
Hmm.
if
Hmm. Hmm.
anything, they limit it so that way everyone can get a taste. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
One per person. And so it's like yeah, they do make a lot of stuff au Fuente, but you're not gonna find it. Whereas like
Uh,
CEO, there's no like massive demand.
right.
Like, oh, we have Brasilia, the Americana, the Italia, the Mexican one that was
Yeah.
Zocalo.
Oh,
We
Zocalo. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and we got
Yeah.
Next
The Columbia.
we got the Sopranos. We got
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying though?
Cameroon. Yeah.
Firewalker. Like, yeah, people will smoke it, but no one's like, no one calls up a cigar shop and be like, yo, do you got that CL Soprano cigar? Because I'll drive 20 minutes to get that shit. Like,
You say you got it in the 6x60?
eh.
I'll be there.
You get them try. Oh, the biggest shit right now. The car one, the motorcycle one. What's it called?
Oh, Flathead.
Oh my god. Yeah, but nobody cares. But they're there. But it's not
Right.
like people will drive across the country to get it. You know what I'm saying though? So it's they make a lot, and they're supplying a lot of demand, but it's also but nobody cares.
Sako, what do you want, man? I can't. I don't have anything more to flex. I'll
Huh?
do what Sako tells me, but I don't have anything more to flex.
He said, "Don't fuck with Rich." He said,
Okay, well, not fucking with Richie.
"I'm just I'm just
Yeah.
a regular guy." I just
Um. Yeah. See, it was funny that way. I'm actually a little concerned about Aladino because I feel like they're opening up to more and more lines. And I think they should cut back on the lines that they have if they're opening up to more lines. Because I think if you go above like 8 lines, I think that's too many for a single brand.
well,
That's
it
my
depends how
opinion.
fast too, though. And here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing, though, as a brand, you got to know majority. Are our cigars moving in stores or online?
Hmm.
On both? On none? On one? Do you know what I'm saying though? So like, and it's a perceived notion that if your cigars only move online, nobody cares. If your cigars move online and at a store, generally better. And you know what I'm saying though? Like it's
Hmm. Hmm.
for example though, if Opus X was available at all stores, nobody would buy them online because they'd be cheaper because you pay MSRP. The
Hmm.
problem is everyone buys everything at Opus X at a store and then flips them. This should be not this should be because I'm now going to sound like a Mothers of America, but nobody should be able to flip Opus X. So the government should do something. Can you imagine guys getting braided for flipping Opus X? You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
got to buy them and smoke them. You can't. In a way, if everyone wasn't buying to flip them, there'd be more Opus X for everyone to enjoy at MSRP.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And though, but it's also the people's fault for buying them on the secondary market.
Right.
If people weren't
Saka,
willing to buy secondary market, it wouldn't happen.
Saka, we've been asking this all night. We don't have an answer for you.
What's that?
I texted him at one point. He didn't even see the text. He asked where Geo is.
Gio's mad at me because Gio went into some other guy's lounge and was busting balls, and I would think it's funny if you just busting balls, whatever. That's funny, right? But he used my name. So did you see that in the section? No. Did you
Yeah,
see it?
yeah, I saw it. Oh yeah, I saw it.
So
Yes.
in a way, that's why I told him. I said you barely hang out, and now you might have started a war. You're not even going to fight it. So like, all I can say is Gio's a funny guy, but don't stir up the pot in my name. Like, you want to stir up the pot, but don't be like that's like a girl starting to fight. Oh, when my husband gets home, he's gonna kick your
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
Come on, come on.
Very, very feminine, Geo.
Yeah,
Very
Gio.
feminine.
Yeah, Gio. Use your own name. Hi, my name is Gio. Whatever you want a statement. Blank, 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 blank. Gio said this by Gio. All right, whatever. Make a statement. But
I was, I was saying
what do you say?
earlier.
He's like, this place sucks. We should be over at Richie's Lounge. It's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what? And then one guy's like, so why don't you go there? Exactly. That guy in the comment section hurt his feelings too. Gio, so why
Yeah,
don't you go there, Gio? Gio doesn't even come to my lounge. Gio proves my point.
yeah.
Gio proves my
Yeah,
point. Remember in the
yeah.
song Gio?
Oh
How I
yeah.
started off. Hey guys, I'm here. Have no fear. Because Gio thinks when he comes around, the whole world's been waiting for him. He has like this delusion of grandeur. Everyone's waiting for Gio, and I love Gio. But you're not putting in the work, Gio. Put in the work, Gio. Hang out at the lounge on a regular basis.
I think Geo talks to everybody in the private dome, though. I think he's got a personal
I'm not
like.
talking about in the private dome, though.
I'm
Here's
just
the thing.
saying. I'm just
No, let
saying.
me
He's
finish.
he's
You
he's
can't
just on
just
a whole
private
different
dome
thing.
and not hang out in my lounge. The
I'm
private
I'm
dome is a benefit to lounge people in the lounge.
I'm just saying he glues the private dome together, but then disappears at the lounge. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying.
But that's not proper behavior, though, bro.
I, I can't say. Anyway, 2020. Anybody seen Richie? 2023. Anybody seen Geo? That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
Okay, so I was smoking the MX2. It could be any number of things, as we discussed. But
Mm.
I wanted to bring up Geo sent me and I told him don't, but he sent me stuff anyway. But he sent me a Sin Compromiso, and I was wondering if you've smoked the Sin Compromiso or any of the Dumbarton stuff.
You see what Sacco said?
What did he say?
I have a 400-pound BB.
Oh man, Sacco, we're gonna have to get you a chiropractor or a masseuse. I think we could hook you up. We'll find it out. Steven says he wants to be in the private dome.
Who said that?
Stephen J says that. I think there are rules how to get
There's
in.
rules. First off, if you want to come on the private dome, you have to be a guest on the show. So you have to see who you are. We got we got to see who you are. You can't just be part of the dome.
What was
Private.
that guy that kept saying he was going to come on the show? Chewy? What didn't Chewy keep saying he was coming on the show?
There's a few, and we'll see what happens. Chewy. I
There's
don't.
another guy, James or
I
something.
don't want to call people out names. But
Oh, sorry.
if
I'm doing
no,
it.
no,
I'm doing it.
I'm just
PG.
saying.
I'm doing it as PG.
Yeah, no, I know
'Cause-
that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
if I say it, then as the lead,
No, no, I'm not. Not,
there are
not,
guys
not
that
you.
maybe they're busy or maybe they mean well,
Sure,
and if they come on great.
sure, sure.
But I can't. You got to put in the work too. I can't. I'm not going to beg anyone to come on. If you want to come on, come on.
Oh,
Or
sure.
just come on and say, "Hey, here's my number."
Right.
All right, let's go. But it's like Sack. Oh, is he going to be on? Because I'm available now. Oh, good for you.
Hey, Sack came on the show right away. He didn't. He went for it. He couldn't even turn
No,
on the
but where's
car
Sack
light.
right now? Sack is never in the lounge. Once maybe every other week, and then he's like, and then but every night I don't do a lounge. Sack is like, "Yo, are you coming? Are you coming, bro? Oh, you're right." I,
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, if there's ever a lounge, he's not there. That's funny. I
you
don't
know,
know.
neither is Gio.
Hey, look. If like, people can't even get on the lounge. You know what I mean? It's not hard. Richie's a great guy to talk to. They won't get on the lounge. Sack got on the lounge immediately, but he couldn't even turn on the car light. So
Every main character on this show has made his bones by putting in the work. Okay, I gave you the platform, but you put in the work. Mappy Gino, I'll put you in, Gino, but you got to be flexing in there, Gino, because I'm gonna be honest, I'll put you in. I'll put you in it, but you got to be commenting. If you're in the private chat, you can't be lurking, bro. Maybe you can't be lurking, Gino. It's a privilege, and I'm hard on everyone. If PG was in the group and not contributing, I'm gonna say, okay,
lurking,
that's maybe you don't want to be here, and that's fine. So if you want to be in the private chat, and I know you got to contribute on a daily basis, or because it's like the lounge after hours. It's 24/7. It's like a 7-Eleven lounge. So we're making each other joke around. So, bro, I love you, bro. I'll put you in there, but you got to contribute. You got to contribute. It's
Jim.
you got to
J-
flex.
Jeremy, we miss you. We miss you in the private lounge.
No, we do.
I know you had the I know he had the thing at the phone,
That
but
was
we
a
miss
huge
you.
loss. That was a huge.
Yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah,
Jeremy. We need you back, Jeremy. That was a huge
yeah.
loss.
Um. Anyway, so I was curious. Have you smoked a Sin Compromiso? Have you tried any of that stuff?
What do you mean that stuff?
The Dunbarton Tobacco and
Yeah, I've
Trust
had Dunbar.
cigars.
Seiko Misa was okay. It wasn't really for me.
Really?
The unicorn was ridiculous. It's 100.
Hey, Jeremy says we can add him back.
All right. Well, then
All
it's
right.
done. Then tonight I will add Jeremy and Gino. They'll be back. All right. This is
Very
what you need
nice.
to do, Jeremy. Jeremy, every day, delete the old chat, and then when somebody else makes a comment, you just get the new one. And because the chat does take up a lot of information on the phone, because a lot of pictures and videos and guys joking around. So you have to delete the old chats. You know what I'm saying? No, and that way you have storage on your phone. I think it takes up a lot of storage.
What's up? Um. Anyway, so I smoked the Saint Compromiso, and I was really shocked. I was really shocked because I think Saka's kind of a I don't know, man. He's got an attitude, like he's got a kind of a weird attitude. Um, so I mean, you guys have seen the flex now. You guys know I invested in every major manufacturer of cigars. I bought something from them. The only person I hadn't gotten anything from, I think, was DTT and Saka. Gio sent this to me. It blew my mind. It was the second Maduro that I really liked. Of course, the first being the Hemingway. But what I thought was really interesting about it, which I wanted to bring up to you, was it was extremely elegant. It didn't play into the. Thank you, Jeremy. Wow, coming from Jeremy, that's a great honor, man. Thank you. Um, by the way, Steven, if you want to get on the show, tell me. Like, I'll get off. You can show up. Anyway, but the Sin Compromiso, I thought it was excellent, very very elegant, especially for a dark cigar. Uh, just a touch of chocolate, but it had barnyard. Uh, Thank you, Sako, for sure. Very, yeah, that one thing for sure. But Barnyard had some wood. What was amazing? Did you get a peppermint note off of it? I
No.
was really shocked
When
by
you want to know
that.
my problem with that cigar is,
Yeah, yeah.
it was a dark cigar that was too quiet.
Right. Okay, so that's the thing, and that's why I bring it up because it's not very heavy, but I thought the flavor was, excuse me, so clean, so elegant, so well blended. It was the first time where I've tasted something that was dark but not heavy, and I was really taken by it. So that's why I wanted to bring it up to you. But anyway,
Here's the
please go
thing:
ahead.
I didn't have that experience, but I'm not
Yeah,
denying what you had. I'm glad you had
yeah.
that experience. But this is what I'm going to tell you too. I think there's some inconsistency issues with Dumbarton. And they've even
Mm.
talked about it. It's all on their fucking website. It says we made this cigar, but we stopped making this cigar for several months or a year due to tobacco not being where they wanted it, like because they contracted tobacco. So
Right.
like I'm just telling you, man, there's sometimes with certain brands
Interesting.
with inconsistency, and here's my problem with that. So I'm glad you had a great one. I didn't have that experience.
Mhm. Mhm.
What I'm trying to say is this: when you're spending 20 fucking dollars, I don't have time for inconsistency, and that's a problem for me, because there are other brands like okay, like this $11 My Father La
Yeah.
Polizia. It's always consistent, and so if I'm getting consistency out of some mid tier brands, and My Father I consider mid tier pricing, and like Tori said, they're great cigars. So some of them could be even higher mid tier cigars. Um, I'm just
Mhm.
saying, but I'm just saying the overall price point.
Mhm.
$11 now is mid price, mid tier, easily.
Right.
Um, what I'm trying to say is, the bands always look good, the construction's always good, the flavor's always on point. I never get a bad one. Um,
Mhm.
at $20, man, like I can have Placencia Almaforte. $20, I can have
Sure.
Open X. $20, I can have Padron. Almost all of them. So, um,
That's crazy to me because I must have gotten the best I must have gotten the best Sin
and
Compromiso
I'm
that's
not
ever been
hating.
had.
I'm glad you
No,
did,
no, for sure.
and I'm not
But
I'm not
I
calling you a liar. Like
no,
I'm
no.
telling you, man. Like there is with a lot of brands. Okay, it's kind of like you ever just buy electrical product and you see the UL on the back. But look at any
Yeah.
electrical box you buy. I'll have a UL.
Mhm.
It's supposed to. You know what that is? That's a quality control company that people have to submit their items to get that
Mhm.
stamp. Without that stamp, UL, without because there are certain pictures like with Jewish food, the kosher, right?
Mhm.
Without the
Mhm.
kosher symbol, it's not kosher, right?
Right.
Without the halal symbol, it's not halal.
Right.
Okay,
Or like organic, yeah.
right? Certified.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh,
USDA or whatever. Yeah.
so what I'm saying is though, my father would be a kosher brand. Padron would be a kosher brand, meaning like
Sure.
it's certified. I couldn't say
Right.
that about Steve Saka. I like their Umbagog. I like the red Tricky Tracker Mikirda.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I've had the Single Pop Miso several times, and one time I had a pretty good experience, and the other time I was like, this is boring. And I'm telling you, there's some quality control with that, man. And there shouldn't be, because you know how honest I am. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
So, because I just told you the unicorn was ridiculous.
Mhm. Mhm.
Unicorn is one of the best cigars I've had in my life. I'm not gonna say the best, but one of. So
Mhm.
I'm not throwing Steve Saka under the bus. I'm not. But you understand what I'm trying to say?
Definitely. That's very fascinating to me because, again, only smoking one. Also, by the way, I smoked the
Horrible.
number 5, which is a 6-inch by 54 ring gauge.
Uh,
Um, but I smoked that one and thinking, you know what I mean, thinking this is an average experience that I'm getting, right? But I think probably I got a really positive experience on the other end, of the bell curve. Because I was like, there's no way these cigars are this good. Because to me, it was one of the best cigars I've smoked. Period. I was actually really, really shocked. Um, I wish I could describe it. It had the elegance that I look for in a cigar, but it was dark, and I've never had that before. So anyway, but yeah, I think I'll have to smoke a few more of those, and find out. You know,
I hope you had that experience. I really do.
sure.
Yeah. Uh,
That's interesting because I think when I smoked it, I thought to myself, this guy does not blend like an asshole. Like sometimes I'll smoke a cigar that tastes like it.
you mean
Uh,
Rocky Patel?
no, yes, absolutely, absolutely. That guy blends like a jerk. If I'm honest, it's loud. It's in your face.
Rocky
It's
Patel is
not
like
sensitive.
aftermarket pipes. It's loud to be loud's sake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I'm just not happy with it. And like to me, and again, this is the MX2 that I smoked, which I think is probably because I got it off CBID, whatever. And I'm not saying it's. I'm saying this is different than your experience with the MX2, but
Well,
just
it's
because
not
we were
even
talking
CBIT's
about it.
fault because CBIT doesn't make the cigar. But you got
Sure,
to say,
sure.
how is CBIT getting these so cheap? Somewhere in between,
Right.
it's got to be something.
Right, right. But the MX2 I smoked, it wasn't a bad cigar, but it felt like they're just playing it by the rules. It felt straight down the middle, which isn't bad per se, but it's not exciting to me. Um, and you know what's funny? I, and I don't. Yeah, yeah, I please don't take offense. But let me just float this out there. When I smoke that Hemingway Maduro, it's an incredible, incredible experience, but it's almost excited about itself. It's almost like a Lamborghini or like a Porsche or something that knows how good it is. And to me, that's not bad, but to me, it still is self-aware of how good it is. But to me, this Sin Compromiso so weirdly was like humble in the way that it was blended. It was really humble but elegant, and I thought that was really cool. There's kind of a a
I wish
blending
I had
style
that
for each one.
experience. It's like I
Yeah.
can't say I had that. So,
No, no, sorry. Yeah.
you
I
know,
just I just thought
um,
it was interesting that a
cigar is very
characteristic
smooth.
came out.
It's very smooth for a dark
Yeah.
cigar, but
Hmm.
it was like washed out. It was like very bland, and the one
Yeah.
I got. So, you know,
Yeah.
that was the issue, man.
No, fair
Um,
enough.
and I think it's quality control. I know it's quality control. Like I said,
No, definitely.
I guess I'm not even making this shit up. It was on their webpage. They're like, yeah, we stopped making this cigar because, oh, whatever cigar he made, because
Right.
quality control, because of the tobacco wasn't right. So, like,
Nice, notorious.
you know,
Yeah.
this is the Opulencia. The Opulencia, okay, it's second to the Bijou. The Bijou is better, but the Opulencia is a great cigar. I love the Opulencia. In this little Corona size, it's a fantastic cigar.
Oh,
This
nice.
might be like a 5 by 46. It's a small cigar, you know.
Nice. I also want to say again, everybody, just ping it if you want to get on the show. I think a guest staying for about one cigar is about right. So I'm happy to I'm happy to depart anytime. I don't know if I'm frozen or Richie, but if I'm not frozen, I'm totally happy to concede the chair to the next guest, unless Richie's phone just died, in which case,
No,
good luck.
I was
Oh
texting
no.
someone.
Cool. All right. Hey, I was just saying I'm ready to. I'm not ready to, but I'm happy to concede my seat if
Get
somebody
the
wants
hell
to
off
come
my
on.
show. Get off my show, Senator.
I was saying I think one guest per cigar is about the right pace. You know what I mean?
Whatever it is, it is. But you got to understand too. Is like, I feel the show out. If like people want to
Yeah.
come on, one thing. If
Right.
I'm saying no, and it is what it is, man. Like I'm just trying to hang out here to have a good time too, man. Like so, it's not
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
well. And if somebody said, "Yo, man, can I come on?" Like, sure, I'll put
Sure.
you on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
go to this guy, um, but it's all different variables,
Yeah. For sure. Anyway, what do you think about that in terms of like a personality behind how a cigar is blended? That was the first time I felt like there was a really strong personality, and I think it was also because Saka has such a distinct personality where he's kinda it's not that he's a jerk, but he's kind of almost arrogant, in my opinion. Not in a way that's super off-putting, but you know what I mean? And
Oh,
so
he
it's
has
just
kind of a right to be, though. I mean, he's made some
right.
impacts. You know what I'm saying, though?
I just thought it was interesting that smoking a cigar, it really it came from in my opinion, a sensitive, focused, a detail-oriented guy. Uh, Talking to the phone with him. Notorious is going to be in a physical lounge as well.
Oh yeah.
Um, but so I think probably why Saka after smoking that why Saka is so difficult with people is probably because people probably give him a lot of crap, and he probably is a focused guy and cares about what he cares about. Um, but anyway, but I thought that was interesting that there was such a difference between the personality that I was expecting going in and then what I got from the cigar. So I was just curious if you've had any experiences like that where you really get a feeling of the blender when you're smoking the cigar. And yeah, Jeremy, for sure.
You know
Taco, don't say that, bro.
what happened?
No, nothing.
I,
Don't look. Don't
he's
look.
so
Just keep
about.
talking. No, keep talking.
He's so. Yeah, I don't know if I have an answer for that, man. I have to really think about that.
For sure. Okay. I just thought I'd bring it up
That's a
because,
rather deep question, and I don't know about that. Um,
well, like when you're smoking the cigar just now, like, do you get an impression of like how they were thinking when they were making the cigar?
I couldn't say that, but
Hmm.
I could say overall, when I smoke my father's cigars, there's a general overall message,
Hmm.
but not individually. Generally
Hmm.
speaking, my father's cigars are pretty dark, pretty strong, generally very heavy, very long finish. They're generally potent, and that you could, if you zoom out, almost all their cigars are like that. So that
I
is
might have to.
that is
Oh,
a
go ahead.
blending message when it comes to my father. That at their core, they don't like weak
Right.
bullshit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, within
I might.
you could say one's a little more strong than the other, or heavier, or darker, or sweeter, or spicy, or whatever. But for the most part, my father, same thing with Padron. Padron, whether it's 1000, 26, or 64, they're dark, heavy, strong, spicy cigars. Once again,
Hmm.
range within them, there's age within them, but they're all dark, heavy, strong, spicy cigars. And that's a truthful statement. So, therefore, their blender must like that shit or think they sell. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are they blending shit that they like? Or are they blending shit that you're going to like? Or they don't
Right.
give a shit? Rocky Patel doesn't give a shit.
I think Rocky Patel thinks he's the man. Frankly, you know what I
Well,
mean?
if you saw his check account, probably right. Because
Yeah, maybe.
especially with newbies, everyone loves Rocky Patel. And there's more newbies than guys that are like serious. You know what I'm saying? More people that dabble,
Hmm.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And that hang out there. And I don't know, but now Rocky's trying to get into that luxury section, and I don't know about that. I'm not
yeah.
keeping up with the comments here. Let me see what's going on.
Firm says that Saka was the only cigar company owner that I saw at Cigar Fest and was just shooting the shit with it on the street with
Oh,
fans. I
that's
respect that. And yeah, so I think I probably had the wrong impression about Saka, clearly. Um, but it's funny because I think that's also something in life where some of the best, I would not say so, Kush. Um, the I would say a lot of the people in life that are more sensitive or nicer people, or more detail oriented, whatever, sensitive. I say sensitive, but my point is they can get a bad rap because the people who get the best rap are often people who are very social, maybe a little bit shallow. They're ready to lie a little bit. You know what I mean? Stuff like that,
well,
and they're ready to play the
far
game.
cigar guys, people that like the limelight. So in this case, Patel clearly likes the limelight. You see him in a lot of stuff. I don't know, Saka, maybe the same thing, like you're saying. Um, you might get guys that enjoy being a celebrity. Fuente enjoys being a celebrity, and so
Mm-hmm.
whether people like that or dislike it, I don't know. It's up to them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I think you got guys. Let me see. Let me think of a guy who comes off really well. I think Carlito comes off really well, but Carlito's kind of slick. You know what I mean?
But he's
Who's
hanging
another?
out like dignitaries and princes. Like that guy can hang out anywhere, bro.
Yeah.
He's on another
Who's
level.
another?
He, he,
Who's a guy that?
he is a cigar royal
Yeah.
at this point.
I think. No. I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anybody. So it is what it is.
But at
I
this
think
point,
by the.
if you're Carlito, if you're Mr. Fuente, honestly, bro, I don't think you could just go to a regular lounge and hang out. In my opinion, probably not without a bodyguard, because
No, no, that'd be
honestly,
crazy.
and you're a massive. Like, he's a kind of like a cultural icon, not just in the cigar community, but you know what I'm saying? No, like picture, in all the schools he started and everything. So he's almost political at that point. You're gonna get enemies at the same time. At that point, you get that big. For example, what if you get some crazy nut that fucking hates opus X and he's at a lounge and he's there and you know, he gets to an argument and like it's dangerous when you go to places in public. Generally, cigar guys are very peaceful, but you get what I'm trying to say though. You know what I'm saying though? Like example, like if a rep came to a lounge and people didn't like that brand, for the most part, people are like, fuck that guy. I don't want to hang out with him because I don't like that brand. But someone as big as Rocky, as big as uh, Fuente, if
Mhm.
Fuente's at your lounge, bro, it would be a madhouse of people that want to hang out with him. But you know what I'm saying? No, at that point, do you think you have to worry about having someone around, a bodyguard, or I don't know?
I think with a guy like Carlito, my guess would be uncomfortable but not dangerous because I think he is very widely liked.
Mm.
Um, I don't think anybody's actually going to have real beef with Carlito. Maybe they would. Maybe I misunderstand it, but it seems like he's got a really larger than life personality.
Yeah,
He's good with people, and people really like Fuente, and people really like him. So I think probably if he went out to a regular cigar lounge, he'd have a very, very exhausting night, would be
yeah,
my guess, and that would be about it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. At some point, when cigars become so popular, then it's not just about the cigars anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, um,
What does it become about? Like the fame?
for example, let's take movie stars, right? Let's say
Hmm.
older, but okay, you love Rocky and Rambo. So you love his movies, but do you love him like as a person? It's like, oh, he's the best. So if Stallone was at a cigar lounge hanging out, like, can he hang out like a regular guy, or is it like is it gonna be people losing their shit? I don't know. Generally we're grown. You got to try to say though. So it's
Sure.
when you become a public figure like that,
Yeah. No, I definitely think a guy like Carlito would definitely have that problem, right? Because he's a huge celebrity for a cigar smoker, right? But I mean, in LA, you run into celebrities periodically, as I'm sure Sacco can attest, and the polite thing to do is never to acknowledge it even. You know what I mean? Don't make a deal about it. Don't acknowledge it. Just keep moving. But I think a lot of the time, in a cigar lounge, it's kind of a different vibe where people might start to approach you. You know what I mean?
yeah, they're all
So
chilling out anyways. And like we always said, generally people smoking $20 cigars aren't starting trouble. They have shit to lose.
that's
So,
true.
but
That's true. No, and again, I don't think the issue. I don't think Carlito would ever run into an issue where he's going to be in danger. But I do think that there are going to be a lot of guys that really want to talk to him, that really want a cigar from his personal reserve or something like that, or you know what I mean, where the Opus is, or
yeah,
where's the Don Carlos Shark, like you know what I mean. So people are going to be bothering him, but it'd be like if you went to a lounge. You know what I mean? You're a big
yeah, but
celebrity.
I'm not on that level at all.
Just kidding. I mean, you're not a Carlitos level. I'm just
No,
playing around. No offense, but
no, I never.
Carlito's like the biggest guy in the
Said I
industry.
would,
So,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
but
fair enough.
you know, you know, plus nobody fucks with Richie.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess somebody could fuck with Carlito. He doesn't seem that mean, but he seems kind of like I wouldn't fuck with
Dude,
Carlito.
I'm telling you, you got that kind of money, you're gonna have a bodyguard where you go. You got to be.
Yeah.
He's got to be close to being a billionaire. Like, you know what I'm saying though? Like, if
Hmm.
I had that kind of money, I'm gonna have a bodyguard everywhere I go. If you're going out in public,
If you had that kind of money, I think you are the bodyguard.
nah, but that no, because I want my bodyguard to handle it because I don't want the lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? They'll let
I
the
see what you mean.
the
Yeah,
bodyguard is insured. Let them handle it. I mean,
I
that's
see what you mean.
you get to
Right,
that
right,
money, people would want to just spit on you, so you punch them, and then they get just to go to court,
right.
money out of it.
I see what you mean. So
Uh,
it's more of a proxy, more
It's a
of a just
liability.
having a proxy. Yeah, that makes sense.
When you get
How's that?
when you got that
How's
kind,
that stick?
it's almost like Did you ever see The Sopranos? There's a part where the guy became a made guy, and it's like I think it was season two, whatever. He's at a pizzeria, and everyone's acting fucking stupid. And then the new made guy said, "Not for nothing, man. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but I can't hang out at this place anymore." Because everyone like saying like because like it was just like you have to see the episode, but like
Mhm.
he's like, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but I can't hang out here no more. Because once he got to a higher level prestige, now he's representing the family, but like some stupid shit went down there at a pizza parlor, and somebody disrespected the pizza parlor, and then they're like, "Oh, you're gonna let him disrespect the pizza parlor in front of you like that?" And he's like, "I can't."
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I
No, no. You just can't be in that position once you get to a certain. You know what I mean, you can't allow yourself to find yourself in a certain positions.
yeah,
That's
also,
what you're trying to say.
yeah, money changes things or powers changes things,
Mhm.
and uh, that's all I'm saying. You know,
How's that stick? And how's the stick after the Gurkha? And why'd you smoke that one before or after the Gurkha? Because smaller.
I don't know why I smoked in that order. I really don't know. I think probably because I wanted to have my father more, so I wanted to end
Hmm.
that note probably. You know?
That makes sense. Yeah. How is it? Are you getting enough of it or?
Yeah, I love this cigar, man. It's very chocolatey. It's a very chocolatey cigar. It has a good amount of black
Mhm,
pepper spice, but it's the Opalencia is a very sweet chocolatey cigar.
mhm.
Um, that might turn some people off. Um, it doesn't for me. The Bijou is a slower burning, heavier, darker, stronger cigar. Um, the Bijou overall is the better cigar, but I find
Mhm,
Appalachia for me, especially with two sticks, it's like a it's a guilty pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Though I like the Appalachia. Um,
mhm.
it depends on what you like. Have you ever tried it?
I haven't tried any My Father. Nothing. Yeah, nothing. Isn't that amazing? Out of all the stuff I have, but
Wow,
I have all the I have all the Don Pepin series, like, stocked in that cooler I can't open.
you
I have
are
all the
you are a madman. You
yeah, yeah.
you've
I
never
got it I got it all backwards. But
from
I don't smoke
Rocky
that much.
years. Love him, hate him. He's got a yeah, yeah. Who's here? I smoked the ghost the other day. All right. Sacco's I love this place. Sacco's having a fun time today, man.
I think he's drunk.
Don't talk about my Sacco like that.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I think
Furminator said, Furminator's flexing on me. He said, Rocky Patel has got he's got a firm foothold in industry, not just amongst newbies. I don't know. I'm gonna disagree, my friend. I mean, I respect you, a big firm, massively. What I'm saying is, um, what I'm trying to say is, for example, I can only go by what I've seen. And guys I know that smoke, let's say Padron and Davidoff and Fuente, high end Fuente and a lounge, are not mixing in Rocky Patel in there.
yo,
Um,
you know what I'm gonna do,
that,
Richie?
that's all I'm trying to say.
I'm gonna get my Gurkha baseball cap, cover up my haircut, and then I'm gonna go to London, and I'm gonna go to the Davidoff of London Lounge, or maybe I'll just go to New York, and I'm gonna get a Rocky, and I'm gonna smoke it next to their Cubans and see what they say.
You're just gonna be like a sellout. You're gonna Rocky Patel, Alec Bradley, and Gurkha. Just sell. Just fucking sell out. Like you know what you do? Yeah, you walk up to guys smoking a Padron. You're like, what is
Yeah,
that? 26? And he's like, no, it's the 80th anniversary Maduro.
right.
Like, wow, that's a good cigar. But you know what's better? Did you ever have an Alec Bradley Magic Toast?
You tried the lineage in Gordo?
Yeah, yeah.
They have a Alec Bradley has a wide variety of Gordos and 7x70s you might be interested in. Saka. What's wrong with you, Saka?
Is it?
What did I do wrong?
Listen. I would still go to Rocky Patel's lounge. I would. I just wouldn't buy a Rocky Patel. I wouldn't. And I'm not trying to sound like a hater. Look. I have bought a lot of Rocky Patels in the past, and I've had more disappointments, and not in the construction. Just. And I don't want to just look at his cigar, but I look at his cigar compared to what else I could smoke for the same price, and that's
Mhm.
why I have a problem. You know what I'm saying though? A $12
Oh,
Rocky,
yeah.
I'd rather have a $12 my father. A $15, dude. Rocky Patel's going. I see him for $20 now. $20 Rocky Patel. I can smoke
That
Opus X out here for $18.
Richie, smoking that 60 was the weirdest experience. And you remember
Yes,
Sacco's
you
mad
do.
about that. Yeah. Sacco, I'm gonna get the Alec and Bradley tea. I'm gonna make sure I get a suit tailored. I'm gonna get a suit tailored specifically for the occasion. I might even get it in English style. Why not? Since you know what I mean, when in Rome. So I'll get an English styled
Oh
suit. I'll have my Rocky tee, white tee, tucked into the slacks.
yeah.
They got my Gurkha hat. Yeah, and I'm smoking RP all day. I'm smoking vintage 1990. I'm smoking winter collection. I'm smoking whatever
Taco, he's
disciple.
trolling you, Sacco. He's not, he's trolling. See, Sacco's being serious. He's trolling you.
I might do it though. I might do it. I mean that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
sorry.
this is what
Yeah.
you need to do. That's what keeps it in London. Well, bring a lot of money because Cuba's in London. You're going to be paying $100 a cigar. The cigar tax in London is massive.
Oh, here, wait. How about this? How about this? Go in and get a Grand Reserva, right? Go and get a Lusitania, Grand Reserva. Smoke that at the Davidoff shop and be like, it's not quite hitting me right.
All right,
Then
all I got
then
to look.
then you pull out the number 6 by Rocky Patel. And you say, you know
You
what?
want to prove my point? Go to a cigar lounge, right?
Uh-huh.
and buy 2 boxes of cigars at the cigar lounge. Buy a box of, I don't know, major brand, Padron, Fuente, David, whatever. Let's just, Ashton VSG, buy a box. Yeah, and let's limit it to cigars that cost $20 a stick for the whole box, right? So it's
Hmm.
10 cigars, it's a $200 box. If it's 20, it's 4. You get what I'm trying to say, right?
Hmm.
And buy a box of the expensive Rocky Patel, 20 age limited rare or whatever.
Right.
Age limited rare sounds like AIDS limited rare. Like I don't like that name, AIDS limited rare. It's
Well,
got AIDS.
You're limiting AIDS, so it's
It's
not that
rare.
bad.
It's rare. Yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly.
rare to
But
limit
this is
AIDS.
what I'm
Come on.
trying to say. Buy
Yeah.
because the high end Rockies are $20 now, right? A Rocky 60, $20. Buy both boxes, open them up, and walk around to each guy in the lounge and say, "Hey guys, choose. Everyone gets one cigar." That Padron box or David over Fuente box will be empty until then. Then guys will start taking the Rocky. I guarantee it. Who would take Opus? Who would take age limited rare over Opus X? It's the same price now. Who would do it?
Jeremy, I don't want to get kicked out of the lounge. I'm not trying to get kicked out. I just want to annoy people. I think the Cuba they would
But you understand
eject
what I'm
you.
trying to
I
say,
think of that.
bro?
Oh no,
If
absolutely,
I was sitting in
absolutely.
my chair and a guy walked up with 2 boxes and he's like, "Hey guys, one stick, pick one, man," and I'm looking, it's Rocky 60 or Padron 64. Thanks for the 64 Maduro, bro. Like,
Well, if you haven't tried the Rocky 60, you should probably
okay,
try
but that's out of curiosity. That's out of Okay,
it.
okay, but if you had a room full of
Yeah,
40 guys and you got
yeah.
40 sticks, which 20 sticks are generally going to go first?
Well, they probably haven't smoked the 60 yet. So
Are you
anyway, I
trying to hurt
digress.
me? Are you trying to hurt me, bro?
I'm I'm kidding. So when I smoked that 60, it was a really invasive experience. It was really, really strong. And the blend was like really, really unrefined. It was like looking at a Tonka toy or something, you know what I mean? Like really bright and like kind of off, like so weird, you know. Yeah.
Kind of like like it's his first time there. You know what I'm saying? No.
It just felt it felt like it felt like you know how people, if you're building something, you're sanding down little pieces and putting them in just the right position, and you're being intricate with what you're doing, right? This just felt like it felt like he just like grabbed stuff off the shelf. Like we're doing syrupy, we're doing super sweet,
I
we're
get it.
gonna have a chocolate. You know what I mean? And it was just like jam,
He's
jam, jam.
making a peanut butter and shrimp sandwich.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, yeah. No, but you know what it was? It was like we're doing a BLT, or we're doing like a yeah, we're doing a BLT, but we're putting shrimp on it too. And it was like it's not totally wrong, but it's like it's not good. And there was just like
Dude, I
some
don't
extra
think
stuff. It's like you didn't need to.
bacon, shrimp and bacon is that's not
Shrimp
kosher.
bacon though?
That's not kosher.
No, it's
That's
definitely
not,
not.
if you want to see a certain group leave a wedding real quick, start
Yeah.
serving shrimp and bacon. You're like, we can't eat here. That's it, right? You know, am I right?
Yeah, people would taste, right?
Yeah, but no,
That's
second,
the group.
no,
No,
I'm
no,
saying it's
I
like
know what you.
shrimp and
Sure,
bacon
sure.
combined would be like the most
No, yeah,
unkosher thing you
horrible.
can eat, right?
I think if you put cheese on it, you'd be pretty much pressing the limit at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, and not even cow cheese, pig cheese.
Ooh, pig. Do they make pig cheese?
We're gonna find out tonight, baby.
Yeah,
Rocky Patel will do it,
Rocky Patel pig
and
cheese.
that's Rocky Patel thinking, yeah, we're gonna have pig cheese.
Right, exactly. We're gonna yeah, it's gonna be $30 pig cheese.
Yeah, I think Rocky
Change it.
Patel is just surrounded by like strippers and like cocaine. He's like, yeah, yeah, I got so much money, yeah. Yeah. And then like Fuente's like, I gotta build another school for the kids, you know. You know, but then like
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Fuente calls his cigars like hooker, and like
Right. Yeah.
he's got his own interesting thing to him, you know.
Dude, they got to mess up. I swear, I think the Aroa family, specifically, I think like that. I think Aladino is like one of the few like solid because if you think about it, Padron is price gouging. Fuentes got the hooker. Rocky's, do whatever Rocky's doing.
Yeah.
That like one of the few like really honest brands I feel like is Aladino, and they're not overpricing. Anyway, I know I'm a fanboy,
No,
and I'm
very
sorry for yeah,
classy band, very classy boxing. Here's
right.
the problem with Aladino. It's Honduran, and the world doesn't give a shit about Honduran tobacco. I'm not saying they won't smoke them, but you
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying though? Like Honduran cigars get no respect. I
yeah.
mean that. And I mean that.
One
Would you
sec, I
agree
got it.
with that or no?
I would definitely agree with that. It's to a very weird extent to me because people will say like like they'll out. It's very rare people will just be like, yeah, I don't smoke XYZ. You know what I mean? Maybe sometimes they won't be like, oh, I don't smoke Connecticut Shade or I don't smoke Maduro. But I never hear somebody say, oh, I don't smoke Dominican. Never say, you know what I mean? Or don't even smoke Peruvian. But yeah, they'll really get down on Honduras. You know what's crazy? In Zeno's book, and I think I brought this up before, Zeno Davidoff's book, he mentions Honduras. He mentions a lot of growing regions, and he kind of hates on all of them. And he says, "Oh, Honduras not so good, but the best Honduran cigars go under the name Zeno." And the original Zeno, like I was saying previously, I think was a Honduran cigar.
Ah.
And all I'm saying is, if Zeno Davidoff was making cigars in Cuba, and he also decided he wanted to make some cigars in Honduras under Zeno. It can't be that bad. It can't be all bad. You know what I mean? And
I'm not
I just
saying
feel
I'm just saying
really underrated.
perception. There's no okay. Let's go high end
Yeah.
Dominican, Davidoff, high end
Mm,
Fuente, right? Anejos, Opus
right.
X, whatever. Nicaraguan, Padrones.
Yeah.
What else? High end. Liga number nine.
Oh, yeah.
All leagues.
Hmm.
What's other high end Nicaraguan? Give me high end Nicaraguans.
Nicaraguan.
Um,
I mean, there are some high end
well,
Hoya,
got
but
like
they don't
aging.
do enough.
You got you know
Right.
the pledge, the Nicaraguan stuff, right? What I'm saying is like
Mhm.
Honduran cigars get no respect. I don't know why.
No, for sure. You're right. I can't think of a single high end Honduran,
What
and they've been made
what's
there
a
for a
high end?
long time.
What's a high end Honduran that not only has buzz that kept its buzz? I mean, kept
Uh,
its buzz. 10 years, 20 years.
I can't think of
Well,
a single
I
one.
guess you could go with Camacho, but also Camacho gets no respect because they're not the real Camacho anymore.
No respect. No, I mean, no, people don't fuck with Camacho anymore at all.
Camacho's discontinued with their sticks. Camacho's like, we're not making
Yeah,
this, we're not
but
making that.
but a
We're not,
lot too. Yeah.
and what I'm saying
I-
is because the people don't fuck with Honduras. I don't know why. It's almost like people look at it as like almost like French
you-
champagne to California champagne. Like you know.
Interesting, Jeremy. You like the Camacho Corojo? How much age did you have on that Camacho Corojo? Because I feel like they get better with age, but I still think the Aladino Corojo is just straight up better. If
Aladino
I'm
is
being
the
honest,
original Camacho.
right? That's a triple. Oh yeah, I haven't tried that, but
No, the triple
yeah,
are
I know
good.
that's Richie
And
recommended.
what I'm saying is, I'm not saying I don't even like Camacho. I've had some good Camachos. I'm saying the society. No,
Right,
like nobody goes to a lounge and goes, "We're the Honduran cigars." Like nobody.
right. Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons I was really excited about the Sancho Panza stuff because it's also Honduran, and I like Honduran. Something I've heard occasionally is that Honduran cigars are very earthy, um, but I don't particularly get more earth than like Nicaragua. You know what I mean?
He said, "Well, take a look at Punch. Punch is a great Honduran brand, but
Right,
people buy it because it's cheap, and it is
right.
good. What I'm saying is though, I don't. You really don't see luxury Honduran cigars. That's what I'm saying though, because
But
people in their mind, it's not worth it. Do you know what I'm saying though?
well, hold on. I would smoke an Aladino, and this is just me. I know this is not most smokers at all, and I know this isn't the lounge, but I would smoke an like if I had unlimited Padrones and unlimited Aladino, I would smoke them about half and half, probably. You know what I mean? They were all free to me. So what I'm saying is, to me, it's just as fun to smoke as a Padron for me. But what
I'm not even disagreeing with you. I'm
no,
just saying.
but what I'm saying is that's a great Honduran, but
But
they don't
most
have to
people
charge
are
a high
saying give
price.
Aldipo a chance because it's Honduran, and
But
like
what I'm
it's
saying is, what
you
if
know
what if it's just cheaper? What if it's just less expensive? And that's why they don't charge high prices, and that's why there's nothing like no fancy ones.
I disagree with that. I believe the high prices come in, people are willing to pay for it because they believe it's
Yeah,
better.
yeah. No, you're probably right. I was just thinking.
Let's take Padron. The original price Padrones weren't where they are now,
Right,
but
right.
the problem because of brands like Padron, other
That's
companies
true.
come in and say, well, if they'll spend this much for Padron, they'll spend this much for us. You know what I'm saying? Though, but like, dude, dude, okay, when I started smoking, even let's say 12, 13 years ago, really hanging out in lounges, a $30 cigar was absurd. It didn't even happen.
Hmm.
And then somehow, I'm talking about, bro, you go to a lounge,
Right.
everything was under $10, and
Yeah.
maybe a 13, $14 cigar was like, wow, holy shit, that's expensive. A $15 cigar, holy
Yeah.
shit. It's almost like the luxury end has exploded in the cigar market, but
Hmm.
nothing with Honduras. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's all I'm
I,
saying, though.
I don't know.
I'm not even
Maybe.
disrespecting Honduran. I'm just saying,
No. Yeah.
eh,
You know what? You know what? Maybe they need. Maybe the Aroas need to make a. But you know what's interesting? Actually, I think we were talking about this. CLE is also Aroa tobacco, but they charge a really high price. But I haven't even bought any of their sticks because it's like, why are you
bro,
charging
this the
such?
shop I went to today has one box of CLE and it's $21 cigars, and it's been there for 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
3 years. You think the guy's gonna be selling more high end? And it might be great. And I thought
Yeah.
about buying it today, but it's been sitting there 3 years, and I have to let it dry out for a couple of days because that place is
Right.
too. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't have an answer.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, he's been doing that, but like I haven't seen any real hype around that. I think honestly, it's a good point, and maybe the Aroas will make like the Aladino will make a really high end, Lancero or a Churchill, something or a Corona even of
What
just
I'm
like
saying
super
is, though, the
selected.
only Honduran cigars that are really moving are
Yeah,
lower to mid tier cigars.
yeah, yeah.
People will, and people generally that are buying it is not buying because Honduran, because they're buying because it's
Right,
cheap. So
right,
then when
right, right,
people see, let's say like Punch, most Punch cigars are under $10. People
right.
people fuck with it. It's good quality cigars. It tastes good,
Hmm.
but however, but no one's gonna want to spend $30 on a Punch cigar.
I
Punch
smoked
has a name.
I
Punch has a
smoked
name.
the I smoked the rare Corojo recently. I didn't love it. I'm gonna have to smoke another one. I think it was too wet.
Mm.
But it was very clean. It was sweet and it was clean. I didn't find it earthy at all. So I think you can get a huge variety of flavors out of Honduran tobacco. Um, eh, I don't know. You're right. There's just no prestige around it.
But the problem with that is it the people or is it the brands behind it? I don't, you know what I'm saying though? Like,
Yeah.
what high end brand is really making out of Honduras?
Jeremy, what can you say? Can you quantify anything why you would like Dominican or Nicaraguan tobacco more than Honduras? Like what is the flavor that hits you? Also, for me, I'll say I don't really love Dominican tobacco that much for the most part. Most and I don't find it that
You never had
interesting.
Opus X.
I haven't had Opus X, but I
You
will
never
also
had a
say
Neho. You never had a
I haven't had
Neho.
a nail. I haven't had a nail. But I want to say that LFD might be my favorite in terms of the taste of their tobacco. So, and they're all Dominican. So I think it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
And
we
and of course
that
Puente has.
LFD is not all Dominican. LFD really doesn't make puros. LFD uses a lot of Dominican tobacco, but
Yeah,
LFD,
yeah.
you look at their blends, they're not Dominican. LFD has other, you know what I'm
Ge-
saying though?
Generally though, I think the binder down is usually Dominican with LFD, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
But what I'm saying is
Like
the
on
rapper, in
average.
that case, the rapper changes everything, you know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like, very few people making Dominican puros. Very few. Uh,
Hmm.
whereas Nicaraguan, they're making Nicaraguan puros out their ass.
Right,
So
right,
out their ass.
right. That's really the only region that's getting a lot of puros these days. Actually, come to think about it, you know what I mean? Not a lot of Dominican, right? The one you smoked the other day, the Ambar. You got the
I only know
Fuente.
three:
You got
Cohiba,
the
Cohiba,
mhm, right,
Dominicana, uh, the Ambar,
right.
and the Opus X.
Then they got Caldwell has one called the Holy Grail, which I smoked. It wasn't good, but they also have the King is Dead. So there are a few, but it's really a handful. And I guess there are a good amount of Honduran puros, but they're not getting any love.
Yeah. This. Yeah.
Kush, what are you saying about the Don Ronaldo?
And I guess what I do enjoy about Nicaraguan stuff, if we're talking about it's just so easy to use Padron.
Yeah.
You know, generally speaking, chocolate or something like that.
Oh,
With
wow.
the
Mhm.
I love they're not as dark, but they're not as heavy, but they can be pretty spicy, but they can be very. But the overall thing with the let's say high Dominicans or Fuentes, they have a very more magical feeling.
Mhm.
Where the Nicaraguan's a lot more earthier, even though there is sweetness to it. But it's a different feel.
Mhm.
Honduran, maybe people just don't know how to. Maybe people when they spoke Honduran, they're like, "What the hell is this?" Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
And what if in 10 years Honduras is the next Nicaragua? What if in 10 years?
I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, it could be. Jeremy says, just for my palate, I don't know. I feel like Honduran tobacco in general doesn't excite my palate in the same way. That being said, I still enjoy Honduran tobacco when I'm in the mood. So I don't know. That I guess there is something special to Nicaraguan tobacco. There's something special to Dominican tobacco. Maybe they haven't unlocked that thing yet with Honduran tobacco, but still, for me, the Aladino is as good as any cigar I've smoked. So
What's up? I'm just smoking cigars with my friends on my cigar channel. So this is where I live. It's too cold to be like. What? Yeah, I've been here like 7 months. Busy tonight or no? Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, of course. Because I'm not there. I'm bad luck. Yeah. We got fucked, dude. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I hope you make a lot of money then, Not terrible. Oh, all right. Not terrible. I'll watch your call. Make sure no one takes it, all right? Thank you. All right. Hey, what's
yeah,
up?
Kush, I got a box of those sitting in that cooler. I want to smoke those too. I think that looks like a cool stick. The Don Ronaldo, also a Dominican Puro,
Which
he was saying. That warped Don Ronaldo is also a Dominican Puro. The Dominican Puros are kind of few and far between, for sure.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, though, bro. Like when it comes to like Padrones, I've heard that they're not using Nicaraguan wrappers. I heard they're
You
using
were
Mexican.
saying that.
I don't know. I can't prove that though. But I
Does it
don't know.
have that flavor though? I feel like Mexican San Andreas, you can't get away from that flavor. I feel like it has a very specific flavor.
I don't know.
I know, Kush, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
But where have you read that Padrones are all Nicaraguan puros? Where have you read that?
Doesn't it say it on the internet? I thought that's how it's listed.
I don't know. I think maybe we just all been assuming.
Oh yeah, that's true. We just never read the ingredients.
Did somebody look up Padrones ingredients?
It's not even a Nicaraguan puro. It's a mix of Dominican and Nicaraguan. I'm kidding. Obviously it is, but
Yeah, I don't know.
that'd be fun. It's Honduran.
It's can you imagine? Can you imagine if Padron was really?
That'd be so funny.
Can you imagine if That's all you gotta do. You know what you gotta do? Know how you sell Honduran cigars? Say it's
Right, right.
Nicaraguan. And boom! That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah.
That's it.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta Richie's out to order cigars. $20 Nicaraguan cigars that turn out to be Honduran.
We figured it out.
Crack the code.
It's
That's funny.
Nicaraguan.
Oh, dude, isn't but Anabe is undisclosed. What if it's Honduran? How funny would that be?
I don't know. I mean, nobody knows. I don't know.
Padron says they are pros. I heard the Maduros
Yeah,
are actually San Andreas. Don't know if that's true though. Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know. I
Undisclosed.
don't know.
Everything undisclosed is probably Honduran.
Yeah.
That's the trick. That's the trick. Yeah.
Because maybe there's no respect.
Right. If you need to sell a cigar for $20, but it's Honduran, what do? Undisclosed.
Dude, you know how the Opus X they say undisclosed?
Yeah.
It's Honduran.
Yeah. Solved it.
We
That's
figured it out.
funny.
I thought Padron was a Nicaraguan puro. I don't know. I don't
I think
know.
that was the natural was that was their original idea back in
Dude,
the
I guys back in New York in the industry, they swear that Padron is using Mexican San Andreas. Check this out. They were saying they use Mexican San Andreas Maduro wrappers supplied by General Cigars.
nice.
And I was like, bro, that if anyone ever really had proof, they're not gonna they're not gonna live too long. Padron would say,
Was that guy wearing a Gurkha hat? He might have been fucking with you.
no, 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 dude, no, no, I'm not. Dude, this guy was a reputable source. I'm not making this shit up. I didn't say it, but they said it.
Evan, have you smoked the El Rey del Mundo? Richie, have you smoked the El Rey del Mundo, the
Yeah,
Honduran one?
yeah, I enjoyed it. It wasn't great. It
It's
wasn't.
okay. Okay. I want to smoke. I want to smoke all of those because there's a bunch of those Villazon, and the Estelo Padron blends that are from Honduras in
Honduran.
that era.
What about Dunhill? Dunhill was Honduran, right?
Was it? I know there was a Dunhill, or cigar that was made by Villazon for Dunhill. That's Honduran for sure. I know Dunhill also had a lot of Cuban stuff before that, and then they had to transfer. I don't know what they transferred to.
There was a Dunhill I enjoyed. It had a really oily wrapper, man.
Hmm.
It was actually really enjoyable. So I don't know.
Do you know what it was called or what it was?
Oh no,
Okay,
it was actually really nice.
because I found one that I think supposedly was made by Dunhill. Now it's a brand that's owned by JR. But I don't know. I don't know the whole history of. Anyway,
Mm.
but
I
yeah,
don't
man.
know. And here's the crazy thing, man, because you
Mhm.
have the connection with Padron's brother, who was making Honduran cigars for General.
Right, right,
So
true.
is there a possibility that fucking
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. What if
Padron
they
was
were? What if all of it?
yeah,
They've
what if
been using
Padron
it.
what if General Cigars was like, look, no, everyone likes our stuff up to mid tier for the most part,
Right, right, right,
maybe mid to almost high, but they won't respect us in the luxury market.
right, right. Estella,
We'll
you
just
got a brother,
brand.
right?
Yeah.
Estella, take this to your brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, no, no. What if Padron was literally owned by General Cigars? They silently, right?
And check this out. Check this out. The Maduros. Check this out. The Mexican San Andreas with Honduran binder and filler.
No, no, bro. They're gonna make a Mexican San Andreas Puro. All Mexican San Andreas.
I'd
I'll
smoke that. I'd
I'll
smoke
stay
that just
around.
out of curiosity.
Right.
That'd be a cool cigar.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be ridiculous. It would be
Yeah.
it'd be ridiculous.
I still think the Monte Cristo Platinum. I like that cigar more than it gets its due, and that's a why I bring that up. That's a Mexican Habano wrapper, which I thought was really
It's
interesting
an odd
and pretty
cigar. I
good.
do enjoy it. It's an odd blend.
Yeah, yeah.
It's odd.
But imagine, why not do a Mexican Habano Puro with a Mexican San Andreas wrapper? I don't know. You could do a Mexican. Why isn't there more Mexican puros? Also, yeah, somebody said a Ecuadorian puro. I haven't seen that either. That would be weird. I feel like that would taste like a unripe banana. I feel like Ecuador has a weird flavor to it for me anyway.
What does he say? Does Ecuadorian produce wrappers? I don't know. Ecuadorian. Most of the time, Ecuadorian is either Ecuadorian Shade, Ecuadorian
Right.
Habano, Ecuadorian Sumatra, right?
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I don't know if they grow anything else besides. You're right on that. I have no idea. You're right. I've never seen someone saying Ecuadorian filler. I don't know.
Evan says there's a great Mexican cigar called Ti Amo. I haven't even heard of that,
No,
but that sounds good.
Tiamo is like a very cheap brand.
Oh, okay. So maybe he's kidding.
Tiamo was like the Mexican version of like what do you call it? Of like Quorum. And I'm being serious. If we're going way,
Gotcha.
I've never seen Tiamo. I have never seen Tiamo at a lounge. No, but God bless. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like an Ecuadorian wrapper I don't know. The flavor doesn't feel. I would kind of get less excited for an Ecuadorian wrapper than I would for Dominican, Nicaraguan, or Honduran.
Bro,
But I think
yeah,
that might
yeah.
just be
So
me.
as far as the crazy shit I get excited for, Dominican puros, yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
Nicaraguan with, I think some of the best combination is Nicaraguan with Connecticut broadleaf Maduro.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of cigars have. You look at like the Liga number 9, that's Connecticut
Hmm.
Maduro
Hmm.
with Nicaraguan tobacco, right? So, I mean, it has some other stuff in it too, but I'm just saying a lot of 601 box press Maduro.
Right.
Nicaraguan tobacco goes very well with Connecticut broadleaf Maduro. Goes really
Okay.
well. It's very easy to love. Is Gio around? Where the fuck is Gio? And that's what I'm saying, man. He doesn't have 5 minutes to hang out,
Can't even check in.
and he wants to go drop my name in someone else's lounge, and he doesn't even show up. He literally did what I told him. I said, bro, you're representing my lounge, and you don't even hang out here.
Starting shit.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And then even when he comes in for 5 minutes. He gets offended. He comes back an hour later and goes, "Oh, you guys are still here?"
And he'll call you. He'll call you any minute of the day too. You know what I mean? And then
I talk to Gio a lot. I bust his balls.
disappear. No, I'm saying I'll chat with Gio too on the phone, and like he'll call at a random time, but for some reason I guess he's never available when the lounge is open. So
I love Gio, but I told it to his face yesterday on the phone.
yeah,
In front, his girlfriend was there too on the phone. I said, Gio, I love you, but you're not reliable.
she's nice.
I
Yeah,
said, I love you, Gio. You're not
she's nice.
reliable. Day in, day out. We got the group of guys here. You know what I'm saying? it's, it's, it's,
It's gonna be Tim with the ransom. He's gonna have the bag over Gio's head.
yeah, no, Tim. Yeah, Tim, they got him. And then they bring him to a dark room in a garage in New Jersey. And the guy turns around and it's
Yeah,
this
a
second guy.
sack.
He's like, so you made me, I had to delete my rare pig video. You think I have a lot of touch ups, huh? He,
You think that's funny? And who's Notorious? Where's Notorious? Who is he?
dude, this lounge is out of control, man. You guys are going after the juggernauts, you know?
That's funny, man.
I don't
Jeremy,
know.
have you smoked the Casa Cuba? And how do you think the Casa Cuba compares to the sun-grown Hemingway?
You asking me?
Oh, you no. Am I was asking you, but we don't have to if you can't think of it off the top of your head.
Okay.
I just thought it was interesting because
The
it's two
sun grown was my
sun-grown.
favorite
Yeah,
in the Hemingway. It would be
yeah,
the Maduro, Cameroon,
right,
and the.
right.
I just felt that Hemingway sun grown is their weakest link, and I can't stress that on the Hemingway side. I'm not crazy about it. Wasn't bad, but I'm just saying. But after smoking it, I won't be going back to a Hemingway sun grown. In the, uh, I'd rather have the Cameroon or the Maduro. Not even 10 to 1, 100 to 1. But
Sure, sure, sure.
that's for me.
I thought it was interesting because that's as far as I know, those are the two times that Hemingway or not Hemingway, Fuente employs the Ecuadorian sun-grown, right? It's on the Casa Cuba and the Hemingway sun-grown, which I just found out, which is why I asked. I didn't find it like Jeremy. I think that's interesting. Um,
I don't know.
do you see what I mean? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Who said that Pick Jimmy was talking about Richie? Kush
Who,
said that.
who said that? Oh,
Pick Jimmy though. Pick Jimmy. He's that guy. I think somebody posted him in the private zone. He's always
no,
he's trying to start stuff with
he
people.
was talking about Richie in the lounge. He was talking about you in his lounge, Richie. What are you fucking talking about? I'm a regular guy in a Corolla. Yeah, I got some followers. I got some devout followers. I got the Flexer. I got the Opus Whisperer, Jeremy. We got the Couch Flexer. We got the Beard Flexer, Notorious Millennial V Flexer. We got some serious
Yeah.
guys in the group.
We
We
got
got
Mr. Start Shit.
yeah, Mr.
Start
G.
shit and don't show up.
Gio, wait, hold on. Like,
Geo taps two guys on the shoulder and then ducks. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Hold on a second. Who was saying? Wait, who? Kush. He said he likes you and that I'm crazy.
You should come on the show, man.
Well, listen, that's his honest opinion. I don't think guys. I haven't heard nobody talk about. Listen, freedom of speech, but I can't imagine someone talking about on their channel and be like, you know what, and fuck Richie. Where have I been disrespectful? I bust balls. I joke around. I joke around with everyone. I
Sure.
joke around with myself.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying though? Like, but I'm a real dude. Like, I can't imagine
Huh.
the garb session be like, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm gonna smoke this robusto, and by the way, fuck Richie." Like,
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Honestly, I want to see Brian Glenn. I have Brian Glenn. This is obsession. Today we're smoking the XYZ cigar, Fuente, whatever. By the way, fuck Geo.
yeah, dude. Nobody has this, bro. Like, listen, other guys, they're selling T-shirts, they're selling whatever, they're
Yeah,
selling their cigars, and God bless, right? But they don't have
yeah.
this. They don't have this. They don't have the lounge. They don't have. It's not a cigar lounge. Know why? And I'm going to say this respectfully.
Hmm.
Most people, and I'm not going to say any names, but most people think they're better than you. That they have a channel in their mind. They believe they're in charge. I'm better than you. You're worse than me. I've told you
Hmm.
I'm better than you. I'm just not worse. So you know what I'm saying though, and there's a difference. And I don't have any arrogance. I have no arrogance, and also just background. I've just been through a lot more shit in real life. Um, just don't fuck with Richie. I just, the Richie and me is the Richie and you, soft, gentle heat. Tensive for camping,
I
we
think
have one.
that's. I think we could have that shirt though. Soft, gentle heat. I think that's a worthwhile shirt to wear.
Yeah, it could be, man. It could be. I think any kind of
Yeah.
organization would make me feel uncomfortable because the
Mm.
name out of order cigars. You
Yeah.
know, it's
I see what you mean. Yeah.
the what does he say?
Richie's here to hang out.
No, I haven't. I haven't. Hold on, Kush. What day? What episode? I gotta watch this. What episode was he talking about me? Because now this is gonna make me laugh. You know?
You hilarious. Dude, it's funny. It's funny. Some people, every cigar they smoke is plugged.
Yeah.
Some people, every cigar, they light it up like this with the torch lighter. You know what I mean? They toast it and they put it in their mouth and they're puffing on it with the torch lighter and the flames going poof, 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 and they're like puffing, 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 boop, 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 and they're turning it, puffing, puffing, boop, 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 and then they're like, wow, right off the bat, tons of pepper. Jesus Christ, dude.
You overcooked the cigar, dude. They said the last third. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Or how about this?
There's,
Oh, I gotta put the cigar down. It's smoking hot. I don't
yeah,
know. You put 4,000 degrees of heat in that cigar, dude. All I
that's not
know is
bad.
almost every episode, if I want to, I'm growing ash like crazy, and
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
else is like, wow, 10 touch-ups.
I know.
Out 4 times.
Yeah.
Bad draw. What cigars am I smoking? What am I?
Right, right, exactly. Yeah, you're smoking Gurkha, and there's no touch-ups. Other guys, other guys, they're like, yeah, this is the David off the Royal Release. It was 7 touch-ups, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was okay.
Hey,
It's like,
just Burn was all right. Burn was all
right, exactly, right. And the first thing they do is they set they insert the lighter into it, and they're doing like this, and then they're blasting it, poof, poof, and it's like, dude,
right. It needs more
come on,
age.
come on, buddy.
Is it?
Last,
I can't stress that enough. Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
interesting.
I almost want to see this guy talk about me.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fun.
I know they have a four-way
Keep my name out of your mouth.
live.
What's that?
They have a four-way live, and it sounds like it was on the four-way live with
Yeah, but does he got
uh
DVD?
I mean only one way to find out, right?
Does he got DVD? Does he got special mattresses for big girls? Did you see those mattresses? They literally selling
Oh yeah.
mattresses. They said big girls need big girl mattresses. There's literally selling mattresses for fat girls. Like literally, they have special mattresses. The like big women
And
need.
so it's so you don't sustain any injuries. So to sustain any neck injuries. Well,
Hey, listen, PG. Big
yeah.
girls need big mattresses, dude. They probably have like truck shock absorbers. Like,
I could use that mattress, honestly. That sounds amazing.
bro, it's just yeah.
That's good, man.
Uh, it
I
is.
was
It's a.
gonna.
All I can say is keep my name out your mouth. No, I'm just kidding. Say what you want. Free speech. You know what I'm saying? But he said he likes me, but I'm crazy. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you too. All right. I wish you and all the best in life, whatever it is. Just stay fresh. 2 showers a day. All right, 2 showers.
Jeremy said, "I can't stress that enough." Is on the back of the shirt. I think so, Jeremy.
Yeah,
What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What is the 451 shirt?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Richie on the front,
Don't do it.
on the back. I can't stress that enough.
Oh, it's the three quarter strength,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
three
E
quarters of
triple
darkness.
XL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot what we were talking about. What were we talking about right before? Uh, I don't know. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So I started. I was talking to Firm about this today, I think. But I
Hold on.
started
Hold on.
smoking.
This guy just walked by in the middle of the night, and he was making pigeon noises. Why?
DVD.
Why would you make pigeon noises when you walk by my car? Why would you do that?
I don't know. You think it was a? You think it was some sort of? Are you setting something up?
Dude, don't try to set up Richie, man.
No, yeah. Do you need to? Do you need to move the car? Did he leave?
He's walking.
All right. Maybe he's
Bro,
just.
I'm not worried about it.
All right. All right.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
He's gonna meet Richie. Let's see. Pick Jimmy starts shit with people. This is Kush. But I got the sense that he doesn't want any problems with you. Yeah, I think so. Pick Jimmy often has a. He's got this tone where he's like, you know what, guys? And then he just starts talking shit on somebody, and you're like,
Uh,
okay, Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, I can't. I can't see him
I
doing
never
it with
watched the show,
Richie.
but I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just
Yeah.
I really don't watch. There's only like I literally will. I won't lie. I always put on a quick 60-second thing because it's whatever flavor notes he's getting, watermelon and
Yeah.
batteries, whatever. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but I mean that like honestly, like I'm like,
Pink,
that's
pink
funny.
paint, dude. Pink paint, not blue paint. Pink paint.
Yeah, or like sawdust and cranberries. You're like, God, holy shit, man. God bless. Saying no,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
got a better palate than me. I mean, whatever. Saying no. I don't know. God bless. Maybe the humidity's different in Jersey and whatever. You know, but I don't hate
Yeah.
that. I mean, I bust balls, whatever. Or the Dailies guy. You got to respect the ambition of the Daily guy. He'll make a
Right.
video every day, and be like, listen, how to smoke a cigar like a newbie, and then the next day, be like, how to make the smoking cigars like a newbie part two. You're like, this guy's he's just making shit. And you know what? God bless you, because you know, you know, like imagine me making a 10-minute video on how to cut a cigar. Like, really? Like, how to cut a cigar? All right. I might as well make a video how to chew food, how to wipe your ass, how to pick your nose. You want to choose your pointer finger, pinky.
Yeah.
You don't have as much dexterity. The
Right.
pointer finger is good to pick the nose.
Make sure to talk about angle. Talk about angle.
Yeah, don't go
You
too far. You don't want if your nails are long, you don't want to scratch the nasal cavity
right, right, right.
infection.
You got what's it go? You have medial and lateral, right? Lateral
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah,
I would start lateral, go medial. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Like I don't know, man. Like
I know he's making a lot of content. I saw him he made one that was like top 5 cigars for congressmen or something like that. Congress people.
yeah,
He's
maybe that's
just
top 10 cigar for 451.
yeah, dude. He cracked the code. Yeah, I think it's no, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. I smoked a 5 Vegas and it had dirty water. I think that's pretty much 451 for you. But anyway, I think he cracked the code in the sense that he creates a lot of content. People watch the content, and I think that's what he's there for.
God
So
bless. I'm saying
God
that.
bless. I really like. Yeah,
Here I hang out with the guys. Even when I'm reviewing, I review a cigar like you're right there. I'm hanging out with you, man. I'm
yeah.
hanging out with you. The Richie and me is the Richie and you.
You
I
know what's
don't I
funny?
don't
Yeah,
come to the show. I'm not gonna come to the show and start yelling at you guys. Like I'm the school teacher, you're the student. Hey, what's
yeah.
up? I'm here and you're not. And you know, no, come on. Come on. Like
We're smoking my father.
yeah, I don't
Good DVDs on the bottom. Good
yeah,
DVDs on the bottom.
yeah, it's just like and it's funny is like even the Gurkha guy said because he went on his show and he's like, holy shit, that guy just yells a lot. You know, he's just like he said he sees that guy's full of himself. And God bless, whatever. What do I know, you know? But it is what it is. Yeah.
There are a couple guys who do okay, but the, the problem is, I think the issue is, okay. So here's what I was saying to Big Firm. We were chatting. He asked how long I've been smoking cigars, and I'll have been really smoking cigars in like 2 months for like 2 years. So that would be like 22 months. I've been smoking cigars and like taking it seriously. And the difference between how I smoke cigars now versus how I used to smoke cigars has changed tremendously. And it's all these little things. Don't take too much off the cap and like really take as little as you can off the cap. Never let the flame touch the foot. In my opinion, never draw a lighter or yeah, I'd never draw into the cigar to, with the lighter to spark it. You know what I mean? Just toast it and get it lit up, blow on it, and you're good to go. Like those little things
How about even let a
now.
cigar sit out for a couple hours or a night? You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? With a cigar, you have to take accountability. If you have a cigar and it's too moist, you can't tell me it
right,
has a burn or what or the
right,
flavor off. It's like cooking if you take a steak, you can't take a steak out of the freezer and put it right in the grill. You gotta let the
right.
steak room temperature, right? You know what I'm saying? Though, so
Now I'm wondering. Now I think there's a lot of ways to do this, but recently I've actually been having really good experience where I just take stuff straight out of the storage and smoke it. And the reason is I'm leaving my stuff in storage for months or like a year at 65 and I'm leaving.
most people are buying right from a lounge. You know what I'm saying? Though,
Right,
and
right. Yeah, yeah. And if you're doing that, you can't do it. You can't just turn around and smoke it. That doesn't make any sense. So what I'm trying to say is like I've only been smoking for 2 years, but I've been really focusing on it for better, for worse. But at this point, I'm not doing touch-ups. I might do one touch-up if something weird happens. But for the most part, no touch-ups. And I'm getting good ash. I don't bickle it. I tried bickling it, it was hard. Um, Actually, how do you pickle a cigar without it burning like your bottom lip? Like how do you hold it to pickle it? Or
you
you
don't.
don't want to reveal?
You gotta back your head up so that way you
Okay.
change the angle. Here's my face. Here's the
Okay.
cigar. If I
Yeah.
go like this with my face, the cigar
Yeah.
still stays level. I'm getting underneath it.
I
It's
see
just
what you're
like
saying.
if you're with a woman, you got to get underneath it.
I don't want the neck problems with you. I don't want the
The
neck
good DVD on the bottom.
problems. You're looking up at the DVD.
You got
I want this one. I want that one.
no.
Um,
I make it look easy, man. Okay. I
yeah, yeah,
challenge. We'll smoke the same cigar. It's got to be over 50 gauge,
yeah.
Robusto or bigger, Robusto or Toro, and let's see who gets the longer ash. Same cigar. Let's do it.
I I'm not me?
Yeah, anyone challenge
Okay.
the fuck with me.
Okay.
Fuck with
All
me.
right. We could try it. We could try it. That
Go,
sounds
go,
intense, man.
fuck with Richie. See what happens.
I
You want
gotta
me on my
catch.
A game? I'm relaxing the car. You want me on my A game? I'll smoke that ash all the way down. Like you'll have you guys crying. No one's gonna win. No one's gonna
I've
win.
seen, I've seen pics. I've seen pics that you take it, and the cigar is it's just like what Geo cuts off. It's just the part that Geo cuts off to smoke the cigar. It's just this part. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like it turns into just all the dome part. It's just that left. The rest is just ash, and you're just sitting it on the ash. I don't want to play with that.
But you know what I'm saying? No, like really, just go watch my last Don Carlos video. Look at the
Hmm.
ash. Like you know what I'm saying? No, like, and that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm. That's where I can really concentrate when I'm just reviewing with
sure.
no, not hanging out with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Though.
Yeah, yeah.
I could get an ass like you can't believe. Because I'm talking to you guys, I'm trying to look at comments, talk to a guy on the show, and in the car, I'm also like making sure that no one's coming here to try to carjack me. So I'm being
Yeah.
ready. Yeah. Besides that, and then I'm trying to grow the ash in a Corolla. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always talking to guys and they say, "Hey man, say what you want about Richie, but he's got great ash." Anyway.
you're,
So
you're a funny guy.
funny how, Richie. Anyway, um,
You're fucking funny. That's what I said.
I was just saying, so, but now I'm not trying to pickle it. I'm just, you know what I mean? The ash falls off in like 3 chunks basically, up to a Toro. And I'm not having to relight stuff like that. And I'm getting good flavor throughout. But it took focus and it took learning it. And now when I watch most reviewers, it's crazy because they'll do something wrong right off the bat. You know what I mean? They're gonna cut the cigar in
And
half,
this is the guy
or they're
giving
gonna
you
torch it.
advice. They're gonna torch it. They're gonna cut it.
Right, right, right,
They're gonna be like smashing the cigar in the ashtray,
right,
uh, complaining about the cigar. They don't want to work on themselves.
right. Here's how to smoke a cigar as a newbie, and it's just like, dude, like,
As you see what
dude,
Big said, that was pretty funny.
what do you say? Tim, how to light a cigar? Richie, how to light? Yeah, yeah. Well, but yeah, but here's the thing, firm, and no disrespect, but Tim's lighting it wrong. So
You know,
you know,
it is what it
I
is.
guess that's I guess
And,
that's
he
disrespect.
had
I
a
guess that's
guy on
disrespect.
years ago
Yeah.
from Warfighter Tobacco. Shout out to them. It's a great veteran company.
Hmm.
And support them. If you guys ever check out Warfighter, they're a good brand. My point is, he was on the show with them, and the guy from the show was growing the ash. He's like, "Oh, you got a big ash. What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm bickling it." He's like, "What's bickle?" He goes, "Oh, this guy Bickle. He's on our Facebook chat, and he's got his own cigar videos, and he grows the ash, and he'll grow the ash the whole cigar and hold it sideways." And you can see the look on his face. He didn't want to hear about anything but himself. He's like, "Oh, oh," like it was just kind of like,
he, he said, how do you keep smoking it if you can't relight it?
yeah, he's like, it was just so quick to like, we got to change it.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah,
fun. And it was Bearded Dad. I got a text message from Bearded Dad. He's like, "Oh, I'm watching it live right now, and they're talking about you." Like so,
nice.
like so it was just funny though. You know what I'm saying though? Like,
No, yeah,
but nobody talks about Richie and says fuck Richie. Nobody says that.
yeah. No, I don't. I
Why
don't
would you?
think any. No, yeah. I mean, you're just hanging out. That's what's interesting about the lounge is you're really here to hang out,
Yeah.
and that's the show. It's not really. I mean, it is a show, but
No,
it's
but if you
hanging
want
out.
to talk about, if we're talking just amongst cigar reviewers, what are you gonna
Yeah.
say? Most of the guys can't even smoke a cigar.
Oh
You get
yeah.
burns. You can't even hold an ash,
Oh,
and you
you
get
know what you
tell
say? You know what you say? You say this.
them,
You say, I get there. I'm watching the video. I'm 15 minutes in. The guy hasn't pulled out the cigar. That's what you say. That's like the old days.
it is what it is, man. It's just
And then he tells me to leave the channel. So I left.
yeah, it's it is what it is. It's different. Here
Yeah.
is it's just it's interactive for all the guys. You know what I'm saying though? The guys here are
Yeah.
part of the show. Everyone here is having a good time. It's different. I've watched even let's say like in the other chat, let's say gun community or any of the live
Hmm.
videos. They don't even listen to the commenters unless you pay money. They'll be like, okay, and they'll just have a show, just yapping, and then they'll be like, oh,
Right.
thanks PG, $50, and then they go back to
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
It's all wrong. I will say, I think one of the guys that was really great, who I don't know what happened to him, was Dr. Joe. If you haven't checked out his videos,
Dude,
he's
he was,
he's what is it?
he was my favorite. He's from Long Island for me.
Yeah, he was the man. So that was another, and he was very, you know what I mean. He put a lot of work into what he
What
did,
happened?
and he knew how to smoke a cigar.
What
I want to know that too. I looked into it, and the best I could find on the internet was
on
that
Reddit,
he got
right?
a.
Someone said he got sick, but that wasn't true or was true.
No, so what I heard was that he got a sinus infection. And he even says that he on his last video, I think it is, he makes a note about this, that he got a really bad sinus infection. It was like hitting like an anvil hitting his head. And what's funny is before that he was smoking these cigars from Finest Cuban Cigars that he was like touting as these like house blends, but like he was smoking a ton of them. I don't know if that's what did him, but something got him,
He
and he
was
got a
Cubans.
he was what?
He was really big into Cuban cigars.
Really big into Cubans. But he said at one point in some of his later videos he was smoking like 5 or 6 or 7 a day. You know what I mean? Like a ton. And so it's too much. And so he got a sinus infection, and I guess the word on the street is that he had to quit. But apparently he didn't die, but I guess he was so distraught that he had to stop. He quit.
Yeah, but why
Just
didn't he quit for
disappeared.
like 6 months and just make one review a week or a month?
Oh, I think the doctor was like, I mean, he must have been like, "You can't
It
smoke
must have
anymore," like,
been really bad.
period. Yeah, because he said he could barely move, like, they had to drag him to the emergency room, like he felt sick for weeks, even on
Bro,
antibiotics.
if he was smoking like 6 cigars a day, holy shit,
Yeah,
and he's
and
smoking in his house, no fresh air, like holy shit, he was in his
yeah,
basement.
yeah. So, but what's too bad is I wish he had just left a note, like, "I can't do this anymore," "Doctor's orders, gotta go," and that's it. But, like, instead, like, I still feel like
Well,
people say that
do
yeah.
you feel like a cigar channel owes it to its people? Like if he's still
No.
alive, I mean, you could say he doesn't, but at the same time, people are worried about him, and if you don't
Yeah,
any update, right, then it's kind of like, all right, well, I guess fuck me then. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to follow his show. You're right, and then he just disappeared.
right. And it's not I don't want anything from him. I just wanna know that he's okay, you know what I mean? That's all I wanna
But
know,
dude,
and, like, he could
he
do
can
whatever he
still
wants.
make cigar videos and not smoke cigars. Whatever. He could. I don't know. He could just hang
Yeah,
out. And, I don't know.
sure. I don't know, but the whole c
He
yeah,
was a classy guy. It was a unique show the way he did it. Hey, Jeremy,
yeah.
have a good one. Yeah, no, I got to give it to you that he was a good show.
That was a good show. But he offered a lot, and he really loves cigars, and he knew what he was talking about. So
Yeah.
there have been a couple good shows, and then there have been a lot of shows. Sometimes there are random guys who just know how to smoke cigars. They put up a few reviews and they're good. But then you also have guys who really want to make something of it, and they don't really know what they're doing. I won't I won't say who, but I was following a guy for a while that I really liked, and I thought he did a good job with the show, with the format of the show, and this and that.
Uh
But
huh.
then I realized, as I got better at smoking cigars, I realized the guy doesn't know how to smoke a cigar. And of course, he's going to get some, you know what I mean, getting tons of pepper off the front. Like he's overcooking it, like by a lot, you know. And the cigar's not lit. You know what I mean? They explode the cigar, and then the whole foot isn't lit. Do you know what I'm talking about? So
Yeah.
that's when I realized I had to
I think the biggest turnoff for
do
me on
that.
any whether it's about any topic, right,
Hmm.
is like the sense of entitlement and arrogance where like guys are just full of themselves. You know what I'm saying? No, like
Hmm.
it's like where guys are sitting in their house and they sit back and you think because you got a cell phone and a YouTube channel that like now you're Brad Pitt and like what I'm saying, like bro, like you get what I'm saying? No, act like your shit don't stink. I don't know. I can't. I'm too real for that. I can't
Yeah,
do. I can't do that, man.
I
I don't
think
know.
I think it's okay if that's the ethos of the show, but you have
Okay,
to be aware of it.
you watch those British guys, the father and son, folks and son. Those
Yeah,
guys could
yeah,
be because those guys are wearing like $10,000 suit jackets, and I respect that because those guys are
yeah.
like those. Do you ever watch that show?
I go on the record. I think they're jerking each other off too much.
Those guys could be arrogant
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're part. They're wearing like
sure.
10 gold rings.
Yeah, yeah,
They're like the most
yeah, yeah,
You get what I'm saying? No,
sure.
those guys are flagrant. You know what I'm saying? No, the way they I don't know.
No, yeah, the uh-huh.
I don't know.
The Fox.
Like they'll be like
Mhm.
they're like, oh, we flew to Dubai to smoke this cigar, and
Right.
you're like, okay,
Yeah,
money like that.
yeah. Flex, flex. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they nail it, and they nail that whole vibe. I actually really like the Eddie Sahakian and his father Edward Sahakian, who run. Davidoff London. I think Richie's breaking in now. Yeah.
Cheerio, but like I can't,
Yeah. It's a little much.
yeah.
But again, I get what you're saying. They have the accolades to do it, and I know the father has written a book on cigars, and he might be extremely knowledgeable. I think for me, it's just the show is a little bit hard to watch because I think they're so excited about it. Um, Kind of self-congratulatory. Yeah, but I got nothing against the guys. I think that I'm glad their show exists, and I'm glad they're doing their thing. Um, but it's maybe not for me. But I was gonna say I really like Edward Sahakian and Eddie Sahakian, who they own Davidoff London, and
Okay.
I think they're
Oh yeah.
they're excellent, and I think they offer a lot more. Uh, they're not crazy about it. They're not too self-congratulatory. Especially Edward, I think it really acts as a gentleman, and they offer really good information.
So they
So,
come off very humble, and I wouldn't say arrogant, but they're very.
right, Richie is breaking up. Richie can't hear you, bro. Who we got? Let's see. We must have lost Sacco, lost Jeremy. We got Firm. Of course, still no Geo.
Wait, Sacco
No,
left?
no. I'm just guessing. I haven't seen Sacco in
No,
a while.
Sacco. I
You think he's just chilling in the background?
don't know what he's doing, but he's hanging out.
Yeah. Oh no hate. I'm just trying to take stock. That's all.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I don't know what anyone's. I mean, you know. Hold on, I'm just making sure. I'm drying my jacket, because I washed my blue jacket.
Uh huh.
My girlfriend was complaining because my blue jacket just smelled like so much cigars. Like because
Yeah.
I wear that jacket when I'm smoking cigars in the car. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I
I,
was smoking this one. Yeah.
yeah, but outside's one thing, but inside the car,
Yeah.
she's like, just take so much of cigars. So I washed it today. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's funny. Anyway, I think the Sahakians. I don't find them. I find especially Edward. I find very elegant and very there to share information. I mean, the guys are also professionals, so they're in a very different situation. But
Well,
I think
look
they're
at
excellent.
they're a salesman, right? Those guys
Right.
are salesmen to high end people, so they have to fit the part. So they're not being phony, like what I'm
Right.
saying. So I
For sure.
respect it. But like I
Yeah.
said, in America, if you're in your like garage or your basement and you're
Right.
trying like you're a pompous guy reviewing an AJ Fernandez, bro, come on, like you're just a regular guy.
I definitely at some point, if I'd love to make a couple really arrogant cigar reviews in my, with you see how I present. So I think that'd be pretty fun.
You're like, good day, sir. Today we'll be going to my couch. Center. Quite right.
Let's see what's under the couch. MX2 I got from Seabed. Oh, or Inspirato Green I
Or,
got from Seabed. Very
or,
good.
or, or you do the arrogant American. Hey guys, we're gonna see what's on the couch.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
I,
know.
I I just need my Gurkha hat. I need
You
once
need
I get the Gurkha hat, I'm gonna be unhinged.
you need to smoke more Gurkhas. That's what it is.
I haven't smoked a single Gurkha yet, but I have a Gurkha. Wait, Richie, you're gonna love this. I have a Gurkha seduction in Gordo.
Yeah, but it was better in Robusto.
I
Hey,
got it in a,
what's up, bro?
I got it in a sampler pack. I don't know.
It's Johnny Stash is here.
For
What's up?
real? Oh yeah,
That's Johnny Stash. That's
Johnny
that's
Stash.
my best friend, man. Johnny Stash.
That's the man.
I just saw the comment now. Stash, what's up, brother? God bless you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Johnny Stash is out there in Long Island holding it down. And yeah, I'm out of my
Very
cigar.
nice.
But tomorrow I'm going to have to pick up more sticks. And we say smoking the Crown Heads. Yeah, man. So, I mean, show's over now.
Mr. Stash, Mr.
Uh,
Stash, you got to get on the live sometime, or
yeah, we got
don't do what you want, but that'd be great.
yeah, we got to get Stash on the live.
That'd
We,
be awesome.
Stash is a great guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
He doesn't have. Oh, he has YouTube. He could do it. I don't see why not.
yeah.
You don't need an iPhone. Hey, yeah, Stash. We're gonna have to have Stash on the show on the live.
That'll be the best show. Yeah.
Yeah. Stash. We gotta have you on the live. We gotta have you on the live. We'll have to set it up. You have to find out a night because the time difference. You know. You know.
And Gio's gonna get replaced, man.
What's that?
Gio's gonna get replaced. Stash is
I
on
don't,
the live.
I
Like,
don't, Geo. I don't know what he's doing. What is Geo doing? Oh, I know.
probably with his girl.
He's with this girl,
He's with his best friend.
and that's what I told him. I said, bro, I respect that you have a girlfriend. And it's all the best. But I said you gotta act like you've been there before. I was like, so you know what are you gonna do? All of a sudden you got a girlfriend and you just forget about all your friends like we ain't shit. And and like you know what I'm saying. Women respect like if you're like, listen, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. Like you can't be like if you like pursue a woman too hard, they. Do you know what I'm saying though? Like they need a little space, you know.
I think. Look, I think it's gonna be fine. I remember I spoke to Gio, and his girlfriend was over, and I got to meet her, and I was chatting with them both for a little bit, and she
All right.
seems very nice, but she seems just as enthusiastic as he does, and I think they're just excited, man. I don't know, he's older than me. I don't know how it is, and he's had relationships before. I don't know why he's so excited. Maybe he met the one. I don't know, but to me, he just seems, it's like puppy love. It's like that first phase, and he's just all stoked. So I don't know, man. They're both like crazy about each other. She's such a dork for him. Like it was just all over her face, and like he's all excited, and it's just like it's cute. And then afterwards, the next day, we're chatting, and he's like, "Whoa, PG, you're the first person that I knew before my girl, like to meet my girl. Like, what do you think, man? She's great, huh? Like this and that." So I don't know, man.
Like I said, I wish him the best, but all I'm saying is, as a man, you can't forget about who you were before you met the girl. You know what I'm saying? No, come on, man. Nah.
I agree. I agree. I
Yeah.
guess, I get that they're really excited, but yeah, no. Ultimately, yeah, you can't lose yourself. Same as a job, I think, actually.
I don't know. You can't see me. I'm gonna freeze.
No, you're in a deep freeze.
Oh yeah, yeah, bro. It's cold. Dude, it's
Mm.
cold. I won't be sitting on my deck. Actually, this weekend's gonna be 48. Next weekend. Next weekend's gonna be 48 degrees, so that's gonna be nice.
Very nice. That's totally livable. 48.
Yeah, yeah, I'll
You gonna
smoke
smoke
outside.
outside? Nice, yeah. Solid.
I'd rather be outside, but yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
I guess yeah, I got some tortellini with parmesan on it. You know what I'm saying? See,
Little mukbang.
I'm doing this. I'm flexing on Gio. Gio said he couldn't come on the show because he's eating pasta. Gio, I'm eating pasta too. It is what it is, right?
He's doing it.
It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? No, like you can't forget about your friends. You know what I'm saying? You can't forget about your friends. You know, that's all I'm saying,
Yeah.
Gio.
How's that pasta?
Yeah, I'd give it a 4.4 out of 5.
That's solid.
Yeah, it's
Heavy finish? Long
yeah,
finish?
it's a spicy marinara, a cheese tortellini
Yeah.
with a sliced sweet sausage. It's fantastic.
That's very nice.
Mhm.
Very nice. Good balance and something like that.
Yeah, if you're not gonna make your fresh sauce, the best sauce is Rao's. You ever heard of it? RAO.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I have tried that.
That's the best sauce. If you're not gonna make your own from scratch,
Yeah,
uh, that's Richie certified. I found out about from my aunt who used to own an Italian restaurant. And as she got older, she's like, I'm not making sauce anymore because it just takes so long from scratch. So
right.
she started using Rails, and she says this is the best one. This is the only one from a jar she would use ever. And
Wow.
no,
Well, I'll use that from now on. That's excellent. I'm
I
gonna try all their variations.
the regular one and the spicy marinara is,
Yeah.
dude. I'm telling you, man, like it's $8 a jar. It's worth it.
Sure, sure. I love it. Have you? Do you make sauce a lot?
No, we don't make this. We just spend you're two people in New York, bro. In New York, we spend every summer. We spend the whole day picking tomatoes, plum tomatoes. The small,
Nice.
we'd pick 40 or 50 bushels, and the next day we would grind them, wash them all, grind them all, and jar them
Yeah.
up. We'd heat up the jars in the oven, and then that way when they cool, they would reseal themselves. And
Oh, wow.
but you have to save the jars. Dude, we would save every glass jar. Our neighbors, our friends would give us glass jars, and then dude, we'd have like 500 jars. So every summer we'd have about 500 jars of tomato sauce, and we keep them all in the basement. And the basement just smelled like tomato sauce. And like people would get them, we would give them as gifts. They would beg us. They would beg us to for a jar of our sauce. Um,
That's awesome.
and once my mother died, there was no more sauce. That was it.
Yeah.
But we did it for 22 years in my life, right? Since I
Yeah.
was and when my mother died, the sauce was over, and that's
Yeah.
it was like in a mob movie. You won't see that sauce no more. That's it. It was done. That's it. Once she went, my father didn't give a shit, and
Yeah.
once my mother died, the family was kind of over. And I could say that honestly. I mean, it was what it was. When my mother died, it ended the family.
Hmm.
It's sad, but it's the truth. I'd be
Yeah.
lying.
I'm sorry.
I'd be lying to you. You know, my
Mm.
mother died, and the whole family broke apart because she was like the best, not just in my family, in the whole family on both
Hmm.
sides. If it was a movie, she'd be the best character. It'd be like if you whack Tony Soprano in season two. It's over. The show's over. So my mother was the best person in the family. Period. She had, she was the best person in our church, in our school. She taught at my school. She had 3,000 people at her funeral. They had to shut down the roads. The police department shut down the roads, and we didn't even ask. There was just so many people. The cops came and they had to start directing traffic. That's how you know you were a good person, and that's my mother. 3,000 people at a funeral. Police escort because they had to shut the roads down. So I mean, God bless. That's the way to
That's
go.
beautiful, Richie.
She was such a dude. We all throughout my life, we'd have either battered women or homeless people living in our basement. Like people. Oh, my husband's beating me. My mother said, "Oh, come stay in my
Yeah.
house." He wasn't gonna come around my family and do anything. Connected
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Gambino. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna? What are you gonna do? we had what's the other guy? The mob boss's son. He lived in our house for a couple of years too. What was his last name? Uh,
It's
uh,
okay. You don't have to say.
no, Galante. Galante's son. Uh, Galante was a mob boss. He got whacked, but his son and his children lived in our house for a couple of years in our basement, down with the sauce. He was sleeping down there too. I don't know. I mean, I'm not.
Probably, probably having sweet dreams.
He told me he sold T-shirts for the church and for God. I never really believed him. I was like, "Oh, what do you do, Uncle Jimmy?" I sell T-shirts for Jesus, and I was like, "Oh, wow." Yeah, I never, my dad's like, "Shut up, get out of here." You know, maybe he was in the T-shirt business.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, his father was the mob boss, and he got whacked, and his son was selling T-shirts, living in my house. I don't know about that. I don't know. But here's what it is. So we had an interesting house, man. We had she was the best of us. And she kept the whole family together. I got that from my mother, making people come together, and hanging
Yeah.
out. Everyone, my mother would bring everyone together. Everyone would hang out because my mother was there. She'd make everything okay. Once she was gone, everyone had their differences, and it was like, I don't like that person. I don't like that person. And it is
Yeah.
what it is. What it is. That's
I
life.
don't. I feel like we have some Italian friends, and I feel like Italian. Sometimes there's something about Italian people. I don't know if it's just some. It's probably just some Italian people, but I've noticed they're very personal and they bring people together. And I remember I was when I was trying to start my business, and my business partner's family is Italian,
Right.
and they just made me feel so at home. And just their house was just a nexus, and there's always people coming in and out. You know how it is. So it's beautiful to have an experience like that, and to be in that family. I can't even imagine it, but you know,
Yeah, it was the best of times. It really
yeah.
was. Yeah, yeah. Kush, you have a good one.
See you, Kush.
Yeah, no,
Hey, has Kush come on the show?
no. Like I said, guys, they know my email. If they
Yeah,
want me or whatever, a lot of guys talk about coming on and maybe they get stage fright. I can't figure it out. I don't. I'm not here to figure it out. Like
sure.
if you the water's there. If you want to drink it, you could drink it. If you want to come hang out, you want to make us laugh or whatever. But
I feel like each person comes on and you find out what they're about. Like I had no idea what I was gonna be like coming on the show, you know what I mean? But we always kind of have certain type of conversation. You know, G always has a certain type of conversation. Sock always has, you know what I mean? Everybody, the intermix. You know what I mean? It's like in like I was saying, like with my business partner. Each of us had our own style, and when we would design clothing, each of us had our own style. But when we would design together, it's something else, and it's not just a combination of the two styles. It's something unique. So anyway, that would be my
well,
guess. For each person, it's unique.
guys on the show, you realize what we have in different, also what we have in common.
Hmm.
It's a lot. But like I said, I mean, the opportunity's there. If it became a thing where eh, I'm not here to struggle, so if it became a thing where guys didn't want to come on, I'll just go back to the regular live where you guys are just in the comments. And
Hmm.
I know some guys would get
Hmm.
mad. Oh, I like when the people on, but if nobody wants to come on, it's like uh,
Sure.
it's awkward if I'm there and the half the screen is blank. I'm not going to do that either. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like or I'll just go back to reviewing stuff or just joking. I don't know. I don't want to. It's a give and take. Oh, I'm not doing this no more.
No, no.
But what I'm saying is though, okay. The more people that help out the channel and come on, it is fun. Yeah, and you don't have to try to prepare anything, go and make it be some like crazy thing. Just come on and shoot the
Mm.
shit. You know what I'm saying though?
That's something I noticed last time. Like I did the whole couch flex, and like it was fun. I wanted to show everything off, and I thought it would be fun if I pulled it out from under the couch as we were going. And I thought there was a certain effect to that, but I could. Part of me was just like, oh man, I should have just shut the shit and just hung out with Richie. You know what I mean? So I'm
Well, John,
happy,
come on.
happy I got to shoot the shit.
We'll have Johnny Stairs come on. John smoking outside on his.
Yeah,
I smoke so many cigars at Johnny's house. Me and John go way back, and like we spent so much good time together, man, smoking cigars and then the Tory says I'm like the Jerry Springer DVDs. he said, he said Jerry, and then we got see Johnny Stash can vouch. Johnny Stash says my aunt Rita. My aunt Rita that had the Italian restaurants,
yeah,
John company. He's done like his business over there at my aunt's house, and but uh, he's had my aunt Rita's food a lot. And whenever I come back to town, even when I used to live in New York, whenever I could, I would ask my aunt Rita, "Hey, can I invite Stash over?" Because you always ask first because you don't just bring someone over at a tiny house because they get mad because they might not made enough food. If Italians if you if you just bring someone over, my aunt Rita would literally be so pissed. She's like, "What's wrong with you? Oh, I didn't make enough food because they get insulted if someone comes over and when I say enough food, they want to have enough food to
like a ton. Yeah,
stuff you twice, and then give you leftovers. You know what I'm saying though?
yeah.
Like they don't want the Italians never want to make it look like we go down our last bite because what do you think? I'm poor. What do you think? Do you think I want that last bite? So Italians, when you come over, they want to it's a different vibe, man. Like I've been to people's houses that weren't Italian, and you come over and you're like, they barely offer you a glass of water, and you're like, bro, like I'm here as a guest. Where's the respect? You know what I'm saying though? And you're like, so
Where's the love? I feel like you go to an Italian house and there's a lot of love. That's my experience. So
yeah, but see, that's the thing. But don't take the kindness for weakness. If Italians will prepare that much because they love you, how much will Italians prepare if they hate you?
thank God I've never had to have the experience.
But what I'm trying to say, like, it could go either way.
I'll tell you, Richie. I don't have a problem getting in a fight at whatever level. I don't have a problem arguing with a guy who's a dickhead. You know what I mean? But I never want to get in a fight with a nice person. The nicer the person is, the less you want to fight them. You know what I mean?
No, but no, but what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
Italians are going to show kindness first because that way, if you disrespect that, it, you get what I'm saying? No, that way they know you really were being disrespectful. If I give you respect first
Interesting.
and you're still going to be disrespectful, it's kind of like a judge. Now they're going to hit you with the books. Now, you know what I'm saying? Though,
Yeah.
so it's just a different culture, man. It's a very lively culture. You know, um, and so Italians can be cold, but they always offer generosity and and food and kindness and friendship first. And if you disrespect that, I can't stress enough. If you fucking disrespect an Italian, it, just look at Joe Pesci. What did you fucking say? Like, saying that's it. Like, like every mob movie, like somebody says something, and they're like, "What'd you say?" Or and disrespect is it's not. The Italians aren't buyable. If you can't be like,
Hmm.
"Oh, I'll give
Right.
you,
Right.
I'll disrespect you." Like, it's not even an option. Like Italians don't they don't deal with disrespect. They don't.
Hmm.
There's zero tolerance. Zero,
Yeah.
and the way I was raised with my father in old school, like about being respectful to older people, to family, or
Yeah.
to strangers, or whatever. Just if you disrespected the family, like um, it's important to them. There's nothing more important to the Italians and their family. Um, and they'll give you the shirt off their back, but you understand what I'm saying, though. But if there's disrespect, like
But what kind of person disrespect? You know what I'm saying? Like what? I mean, you're just like, yeah, I
a
hear what
lot
you're
of
saying. At the same time, like,
and
what's
people
wrong with
will,
that? You know what I mean?
you be good to someone, and then they turn their back on you, or they disrespect you afterwards, or they run their mouth behind your back, whatever. Dude, like, um, oh,
But I don't know, you gotta have something wrong with you to do that to somebody, I think. So,
hey, you got to be a straight son of a bitch. You got, yeah, it's not gonna work out.
yeah. That's being a dickhead, Notorious.
Uh,
But also, he said, "What's a dickhead?" I think a dickhead's somebody who's mean, man.
yeah.
Somebody who doesn't offer kindness. You know what I mean? Why would you meet somebody and offer meanness?
Well, once again, if someone's being that disrespectful, they clearly don't care about their history, about their heritage, because what you're representing your family. You're being disrespectful. So if you're being a little shit, then that must mean your family's a little shit. And if your family's not a little shit, now you disrespect your family because your family making us look bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Though, and that's what it is about growing Italian. Like it's uh, um, your reputation. Look at every mob movie. They go, "Oh, this is so and so," and they talk about his reputation. Yeah, he's this or whatever. Italians, they live and die by their reputation, and you don't want to get like a reputation that you're a thief or you're a piece of shit or you know what I'm saying though, because then it's I don't know, man. It's not a game. It's not. It's not a game. It's a different culture. You know what I'm saying though. It's a great culture, but it's a very heavy culture. Italians are very heavy finish. It's not a light. It's not a Connecticut shade. It is overbearing, good and bad. But it's for example, if I don't call my father every day, I didn't call him over the weekend. I just was busy and I had to get worked out of my car, and I just I don't know. I just normally I call him every day or twice a day, but once in a while I get into a little funk or whatever. I just don't call him because I'm not in a good mood, and so if I'm not in a good mood, I don't want to call him because I want to
Right.
be funny.
Sure.
If I'm sad or if I'm not being funny, I don't want to call him. So, anyways, I
Right.
didn't call him since Friday, and uh, I called him today in the morning. And I got my new brakes and rotors in my car. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, Dad? He's like, oh yeah, how you doing? You all right? Yeah, I'm getting my brakes done today. Oh, well, okay. Well, what happened yesterday? What do you mean? Oh, you haven't called me in 2 fucking days. Oh, yeah, Dad. I was in a bad mood, so I didn't want to bother you because oh, okay. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, I can't stress it. I can't stress it enough. Like that. I knew when I called him today. And what's problem with Tynes is every day I didn't call him because I felt awkward about it. Would just make it
Yeah.
worse. If I
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
called him tomorrow, he'd be like, Oh, you haven't called me in 3 fucking days. And like, because with the Italian culture, all of a sudden somebody goes ghost on you. Either one, they're gonna be worried. Oh, what happened? Did somebody get him? Did he go for a ride? Well, did the cops get him? Or they're gonna go, what is he, my enemy now? What is he? What did I do to this guy? Where's and like the worst thing you could do is leave Italian in suspense because they're gonna their imagination, they're gonna think of every possible thing. So even my own father, if I don't call him for 2 days, you can't imagine, because it's all about the love, but like he was just worried about me. But at the same time, now that once he knows I'm okay, the worry turns into anger. Oh, you're fine. So why did you call me for two fucking? You know what I'm saying? Though, so it's like it's a different culture. And I'm a 40-year-old man, and my father he gets that man. No, I might call him every day, twice a day, whatever. But then when I call him every day, he acts like he's busy. Well, what's going on? Oh, I gotta go fishing. What do you want? Yeah. Okay. All right. Everything okay? Yeah. What's you need some money or whatever? No, I'm okay. All right. I gotta go. All right. So when I call him, he'll keep it short. But then when I don't call him, he's like, "Where's this guy? You don't want to talk to me?" You know what I'm saying? No? It's a very strange dynamic. It's a very
It's
um
warm though.
it's
You know what I mean?
great. But like for example, with my dad though, like whatever I'm doing is he's always like giving advice or like don't be stupid or whatever, like, but like he wants me to figure it out and do it on my own, and I do. But whenever I'm talking to him, if like for example like today, I was like, yeah, I gotta go change my brakes and rotors and get oil change. I gotta do some maintenance on my car. I just said that. He said, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm doing that. And he'd be like, oh, okay, I'll send you some money. I'm like, I didn't ask you for any money. Well, you got to pay for the brakes. I said, yeah, I got to pay for the brakes. He's like, you pay for the brakes, and then I'll pay for the brakes. No, but we don't got to. I didn't even ask for any money. What do you mean ask for money? I can't buy you brakes. I'm sending you brakes. You know, and that's it. And that's just the mentality. You know what I'm saying? Though it's I don't know. And what happened to Big Firm? Big Firm's gone. I mean, PG's gone. We're gonna have Johnny Stash on the show soon. Um, we'll have to figure out a time, John, with the schedule. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure we'll have you on. That's it. But the show's over. We're gonna go now. It's late, and I guess PG's battery died. So we'll see you guys next time. You stay fresh. There's no cigars in prison. Soft, gentle heat. Tents are for camping. Filtered water, and I can't stress it enough. I wish you all the best. God bless. P- PG was raptured. God just took PG. He went right to the other side. PG was taken away. He was the best of us. He was the best of us. Johnny, I love you, Johnny Stash. God bless, huh? God bless Johnny Stash. You're a good guy. He's a good guy. You want some more pasta? You want some pizza? You want DVD? Johnny Stash knows the DVD guy. Johnny Stash knows DVD. The DVD guy at the old cigar lounge. DVD, DVD. You want DVD? You want DVD? DVD. Johnny Stash knows the DVD guy. Funny shit. I'll see you around. DVD, DVD. You guys be good, all right? Stay fresh. God bless, all right? God bless. Yes.
Yo, yo,
What the fuck was that?
dude, my phone died. My phone died. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me turn the light on. What happened? What happened?
Bro, you just disappeared, bro.
I'm sorry. The phone died. The phone died. I turned it back on as fast as I could
I
because I
don't know.
had to.
We're talking. I thought you got whacked, and that's what it's like. That's it. Like they said in The Sopranos, you won't even see it coming. Huh? Well,
Well,
you came
yeah.
back for nothing because I was just literally hanging up.
Well, I just want to say goodbye. I just wanted to
Oh,
apologize and say
I
goodbye.
respect that.
Yeah. Hey, and I just wanted to say about your mom's sauce.
Yeah,
It's like you say with cigars, right? Like it lives in your memory, right? It
yeah,
stays with you, right?
yeah.
So that's the important part.
That's it, man.
Anyway, all right. God bless, Richie. It was a great chat.
Listen, I'm glad you had all, man. You take it easy, man.
All right, all right. You too, man. I'll see you
Bro,
later. I'll talk to you later.
I'll see you around the show real soon. All right.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good. Stay fresh.
Oh yeah, I got it. I'll go. I'm gonna go shower.
Yeah. Go wash your ass. All right.
All right, Richie.
All right. Later, bro. Use
All
good,
right. Have a good night.
right?
Good what?
Good quality soap.
Always good quality soap. I
Yeah.
like Dove soap. You like Dove soap?
No,
Really? What type of soap you like?
I use like Sasquatch or whatever that shit. I use
Okay.
like you got to try some of that shit, man. It's in that real
Okay.
like it's good shit, man. Like it has really good ingredients. Like anything mainstream, I worry
Interesting.
about chemicals and shit like that, man. Try like Dr. Squatch or like the other one.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't know. There's some really good like soap for men that like
Interesting.
it'll
I'll
change,
check them out.
it'll change your life. It's like
Interesting.
$6 a bar, but it'll last you a whole month. You know.
Solid. All right. All right.
All right, you guys be good, bro.
Have a good night.
Take care, man. Peace out.
You too. Peace.